back to another great episode of the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast. Of course, you know I am the man on the street.
This is boy Pharaoh King. Pharaoh.
This is the mad professor in the boot. I didn't realize Tim had stepped away.
Yeah, me either.
Shout out to Orlando. Here come the bad boy right here. So I'm late for everything.
Yeah.
Did that nigga have a tray of food in his damn mouth like a
It
puppy?
look like something like some those little bite sandwich bites.
And then his shit kicked off. Ain't that about a bitch? I tell you, bro.
Bro.
we gonna have to send
That
out.
dude just can't get right, bro. He truly
Yeah, that's his new name. His new name is Can't Get Right. That's what we
Can't
do.
Get
Can't get right for shit. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Tim Dawes should be on shortly. Hopefully the internet be back up. But y'all know how we always start our podcast off. We always got to ask the brothers, how's the day? Matt, Professor, how's your day, my brother?
I spent my day working on getting my mind right for this new job I'm about to get, and preparing my new console, and learning its new tricks, because this thing's a monster.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Congrats.
There he goes.
Congratulations.
Old man Tim. Tim Dawes, how was your day since you came back at the right time?
It was cool for the last 5 hours, 6 hours. So
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you know, I'm not used to you not saying, man, I had physical therapy.
Right.
See, I got to get used to that now.
no, see, I'm getting ready to get on the road to go see my grandson and my son,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
Baltimore. So that's
I
all.
thought you was there already.
No. When I'm there, you'll know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we'll see the plastic sofas.
Yeah, the
Ain't no
plastic.
plastic, motherfucker.
The plastic on the sofa.
Whoa.
Ah,
Shots
shit.
fired.
What up, Bernard, man? What up, man? Happy anniversary to you, man. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to you. Pharaoh King, how was your day, my brother?
Hey man, mine was pretty good. I would like to shout out Miss Lauren Bailey, aka Garland. She brought some lunch to her brother today, man. They about to move out to Utah. So one of my best co-workers is bouncing on her brother. So, but hey, other than that, man, it was a good day today. Me and Juan, we had a good time today.
Yeah. You're welcome, Nick. Now you're welcome. Hey, fellas, trying something new. It's kind of small, but y'all can see the comments on the side there now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, so I don't have to keep hitting the button. So, Pharaoh, what you do see to the right? I don't know if you can
Man, I need glasses like you guys do. Shit.
see it. Real small.
Hey,
Well,
read the fine print type of stuff here.
yeah, I'm gonna have to let them know, man. They need to make
Made
it bigger.
in China.
But this is their beta. This is their beta on their website. So I might have
Hey,
to.
look, I ain't complaining. Shit.
I'm gonna have to let them know that they need to make this a little bigger so people actually read the damn comments. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you can't get on this joker sleepy. I promise you that.
Now, but back to old fashioned way. Hey, yeah, you welcome, Nick. Now,
There you go.
so you can
There
see.
you
Both,
go.
Shata, how was your day, my brother?
Can't call it, man. You know, I had to take one of my babies to their. I can't believe it's 15, dog. Got to take her to her women's wellness today, and I was like, I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, well, shit.
Oh, it's just beginning.
Man,
Yeah.
I got one more after her, and I'm like, listen, Lord Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. I
Man, how old
understand
are you,
that.
Shada? How?
I just turned 50, bro.
Shit, by
Yeah.
the time I turned 50, all mine was gone. Yeah,
Me too.
me. Shit.
I'm trying to get there, dog, but they keep coming back.
We started out late.
I got you. I got you.
Real late.
Bro, King, did I get you? How was your day, my brother?
Yeah, I'm
I
man. I
got you.
shouted out my coworker bringing lunch
Okay.
today.
All right, that one talk about. As for me, man, the day went well. Started raining. It started
Man, that was
raining, but
pouring
other
down.
than-
What you talking
yeah,
about?
pouring down. But other than that, man, in this damn garage is humid. I can tell you that right now. God damn, it's humid in here. But it is what it is, man. But I want to thank everybody that came out and helped celebrate my niece's birthday the other day. Had a little pool party back there. Went and got a
Yeah,
little
how'd that
bit of a
go,
pool.
man? How'd that
It went
go?
well, man. Went well. Shit, man. Had about 15 to 20 kids.
Hey, y'all. They was in a little pool. That's exactly what he mean, a little pool. party.
Yeah. But hey, they're only five. But they enjoyed it. When it bought a
It was
slip
a
and
big
slide.
pool to them.
Yeah, when it bought a slip and slide, they were slipping and sliding and getting in the pool. The water was muddy as hell. I was like, God damn.
Exactly. That's, bro,
You got to
you-
lift it up, dump it out, and refill
bro,
it.
we did that
Hell
for
no,
we
I
did
wasn't
that for
doing
one of
that.
our kids when he turned, I think, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I'm by the end of it, I'm a germaphobe. So close
Oh,
to the end,
you
I'm
ain't-
like this. I'm like, this
Listen.
shit ain't gonna work. I just burned that whole damn thing and threw the
You
shit
damn
away.
straight.
I ain't burning, but I can tell you this though, man.
Shit
That's
on
one
that.
thing. That's one thing about kids, man. I said, man, let me dump in the water. They were like, no, we good. So hey, keep the party rolling.
Right.
Keep the party rolling.
That's equivalent to drinking out the hose.
Yeah, keep the party rolling.
No, sir. No, sir.
Like I said before, you got on Tim Dog. We shot on videos today because my program that I use to do my videos on was acting up. So man, we just going to the questions. So I'm laughing because Shada, you got a New York Knicks hat on today. He got his
No, this is
Right.
you damn skippy.
Well, he changed it.
Hey, we're from
I
bad
took
to
it
worse.
change already. But I'm gonna come to you first, Tim Dog. I want to know how impressed was the Indiana Pacers in Game 6 of the conference finals, in your opinion?
Very. And I've been saying it throughout, our show and throughout the playoffs. Indiana is, as a matter of fact, Farrell King said that what defense? I tell you what, Brunson found the defense that Indiana was giving him.
Yeah.
So he was so frustrated, he going headbutt somebody. But it goes back to show about the coaching. And that's why one coach is there and the other was not, because he got out coached. And I mean, Indiana, they played as a team together. It wasn't a one-man show.
Yeah, it wasn't a one-man show, but it was very impressive, man, because when they first started out the game, the Knicks was playing great defense, the ball was moving, and it was a close game up until, of course, you know what happened. Then it seems as though that the Knicks just gave up. So Farrell King, how impressed were you with the Pacers beating the Knicks in Game 6 of the conference finals?
I'm gonna say not impressed, because that's the way they should have played in Game 5. They wanted to stretch that. They wanted to stretch that to another game. They knew how to play against the Knicks, because they let them get that one game away. I mean, slip away. So I'll give them that one. But to lose a second one, nah.
Yeah.
They played like they supposed to have played in Game 5, and that's like we said before. Now I won't say that he got out coached. I would say that he got outplayed, because his players did not play. Regardless of how he coached it, they didn't play.
But I'm saying a one-man show, because Brunson, everything goes through him when he's on the court.
I get it, but where was Cat? He's fouling out. He's fouling off. He's missing free throws
all over the place.
Yeah, he's being zesty, and he does the at the wrong time. So
and that's another thing on Mad Professor. It was a great game, and of course, Cat is taking a lot of flack because of, they say that with the coach taking him out. I think Game 2 benching him, and of course we saw what happened in Game 6.
Right.
With Indiana kept their same style of play. They never changed. It seems though that the Knicks had to change their style to try to match the momentum. So how impressed were you with the Indiana Pacers in Game 6 beating the Knicks?
Well, like Tim said, it was kind of expected. I mean, I'm the one who said that the Knicks were a dark horse to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But when it was Knicks versus Pacers, I'm like, well, the Pacers have the advantage. They have a better team. They have a better team, a better core of team, and they're much deeper on the bench. I mean, their bench completely demolished the Knicks' bench, throughout the series. So, and like we said, coaching makes a huge amount of difference. Carl, Zesty Cat does have some voices in his head, but see, that's the problem with Cat, is he can be one of the most talented people on the court if his mind is in it properly. But I had a problem when I saw him taking 3-pointers. I'm like, dude, please move your ass into the paint. Please stop shooting those threes, because the Knicks did what the Pacers did to lose Game 2, I think it was, when they shot themselves. I mean, not the Knicks. Yeah, the Pacers. I'm sorry. They shot themselves out of the game when they had a big lead. Yeah. And the Knicks felt that they can get themselves back into the game when inside was taking them, was what was getting them, is what closed the gap, because if I remember right, didn't Game 6 the Pacers had a 20-point lead at one point.
Yes.
And the Knicks clawed back to within single digits without actually taking threes. They really went inside. And so again, that shows that Indiana, they adjusted. They clogged up the lane and made the Knicks start taking outside shots, coaching and players capable of running the system.
And on top of that, because they saw what they did in game, what was it, 5? What game that they had the lead, then the Knicks came back and won?
That was 5.
5. So they probably saw that, hey man, we making the same mistakes that we made in game 5 to let these guys come back and basically get it and push it to a game 7. And shout out, man. I know you're kind of zesty over there right now. I ain't say zesty. You probably kicked all your family at the house. Your family probably stayed in a hotel that night because I know you was upset. So how impressed were you with the Pacers beating your New York Knicks?
I wasn't impressed, but I expected it. I wasn't impressed. I was expecting it, but I wasn't impressed.
That's the person you say.
It's not one of the. I mean, the fact of the matter still remains. Whether you want to be zesty with it or not, we all said this was what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So basically, you're sitting here. The question, how impressed am I? I'm not.
Okay.
Being honest, I'm not. I expected it to happen where I didn't expect the Knicks to get blown out, but at the same token, I expected them to lose because the fact of the matter is, I know Tom Thibodeau, and Tom Thibodeau, I've been watching him since he came into the NBA, and Tom Thibodeau is one of those defensive-minded coaches. So my thing is, if you're a defensive-minded coach and the team is struggling with defense, then what the hell is offense going to look like?
Yeah. And I'm glad you say something. I'm glad you say that because he is a defensive-minded coach. But I'm coming back to you, Matt Professor, because you say something. I've listened to the Pivot podcast. I think they did an interview with Shaq, and they asked Shaq a question, and you just brought it up. They asked Shaq, "Are there any more big men in the league?" And Shaq said no. And he basically said the same thing that you said. He said that hey, everybody, all the big men want to shoot threes.
Yeah.
And they asked him, say, Shaq, if you was playing now, how many would you average? Shaq said, I would average about 50. Because everybody else, if you're a big man, and y'all know how I feel about Embiid, get your big ass down. You know, eventually they're gonna foul you, especially now with the rules. You know, as soon as you go up, they're gonna hack or shack you, or they're gonna foul you. So you got a chance to make your 3 points that way. So with that being said, Cat and all the big men out there, do they need to adjust their games to stop shooting these threes and get their asses back on the block, in your opinion, man, Professor?
Yeah, but until they change the rule that to allow the centers to actually play the center position like they used to, all of them are going to stay outside and shoot the three because it's a glamour shot. That's kind of the problem I have with today's NBA is all the big men want to take outside shots to make themselves look like they're great shooters when back in the day they were great shooters percentage wise because they were always within the 5 feet of the damn goal. Yeah. So now they all want to be Steph Curry and shoot threes and shit, and they look stupid doing it because most of them don't have the right shooting motion anyway. So I mean, until they change the rules back to where the centers can actually be centers, this shit's gonna continue.
Yeah. And Shada, my question to you is this: did the Knicks blew a great opportunity of winning the NBA championship this year because of the fact that nobody expected them to get to the Eastern Conference Finals? You know what I'm saying? You're there, and you should seize the moment because we all know the Knicks have been in purgatory for a while. Since 1999, I believe was the last time they went to the NBA Finals. But my question to you is, did they blew their chance? Because, like I said before, you may not get back there again.
Blew what chance? What are you talking? No. Listen, bro, the cards. The thing that frustrates me with not per se your question, but questions like this is the proof is in the damn pudding. We just I don't understand when something that we expect to happen happens and then we are shocked by it. No, this is what the Knicks do. This is what they do. When John
Okay.
Starks and them were there, this is what they do. When the moment comes up, it's like, oh God, what do we do?
Yeah, I got you.
It's this damn ever-ending story of New York Knicks basketball.
I got you.
We
I
are
got you.
always going to be on the outside looking in. Why? Because we don't know how to seize that moment when it daggone counts at home.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked that, Pharaoh, is because of the fact, and I'm gonna use your team as an example with the Commanders. The Commanders, they seized on the moment when they beat, I believe it was Detroit, correct? They seized that moment. And then the next game, they were like, okay, we here to win. We here to win. And they went out there and they played that way. But it seems as though with the Knicks, hey, nobody expected the Knicks to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I surely didn't. But you're there. So why don't you go out there and let it all hang out? Especially knowing that your team has been in purgatory for all those years. So the question to you is, did the Knicks miss a big opportunity to go to the NBA Finals and hopefully win it, in your opinion?
No, like I said, they weren't supposed to be there. And if you look at it, they were tired, man. They played the most minute out of all the teams there. And then Thibodeau was playing the hell out of them and not his bench, because the bench, like, they don't even know the players on the bench. So nobody got any playing time. So no, they didn't blow a chance. They actually seized the moment, got to the conference finals, and now they're supposed to build off of what they succeeded this year. But we're gonna talk about it later. But I think they blew themselves and shot themselves in the foot by what they did. So
yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Pharaoh. We're gonna talk about it a little later. But I believe the Knicks already had it in mind what they was going to do for next year. But that's why I'm saying, Tim Dog, the question to you is, they blew their chance because of the fact that you're not supposed to be there. And you're supposed to let it all hang out on the court. Hey, I ain't got nothing to, we playing with house money. The same thing I said about Indiana. Indiana was playing with house money because I didn't expect them to beat Cleveland. I wasn't expecting them to get past them. And when they got past them, like, oh, them boys, oh shit. We might not we might not ever get this chance again. So we're gonna go out here and play our style of game. So Tim Dog, did the Knicks let this opportunity slip through their fingers, in your opinion?
No, I'm agree with Pharaoh. They didn't. Because they played their hardest, even though Thibodeau, worked them to death. In game 6, poor Robinson, man, he was so damn tired that he had to get an IV every time he sat down because he was so tired. He didn't even play the fourth quarter. He was so tired. But I mean, the Knicks did well for what they have, and the same thing like last year. And like Pharaoh said, they just need to build on this, and hopefully, with the new coach, something can happen. And as far as the yeah,
and I'm coming to you, Matt Professor. I guess what I'm trying to say is, because of the way that the Knicks has been in purgatory, I mean, some teams get this chance and they seized on it. Indiana last year, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, they didn't make it to the championship game, but they seized upon this year not slipping it through their fingers. With the Knicks hasn't been this close to an NBA championship since 1999, and that was a short season. I think that was a 50-game season when they lost to the San Antonio Spurs. So
they were the 7th seed. They were only 7th seed to ever go. I think it was.
And that's what I'm saying. And then on top of that, they had home court advantage. They had home court advantage. You had the crowd behind you. No, I'm talking about this year. When they played Indiana Pacers, they had home court advantage because they blew the first game. That's why boys say they choked just like. But they had home court advantage. You're a defensive minded team. The crowd is coming out to support you, and then you do something like this, losing 4-2 to the Indiana Pacers. So they did let one slip through their fingers, in your opinion, Matt Professor?
No, because you just said something you just said. Indiana was in the same position last year. So I mean, you can't say last year that Indiana didn't let it all slip through their fingers when nobody was expecting them to, and then say this year the Knicks did that when no one expected them to. So, I mean, it can't go both ways. I don't think they let anything slip through their finger. I mean, look at it like this. In the 7 years before Tom Thibodeau got there, they had one of the worst
records
in the league.
Yeah.
He's been there 5 years. He was there 5 years. They went to the playoffs 4 times. So I mean, no, it's basketball. It happens. I mean, like we said earlier, Indiana had a better bench. They have an overall better team than the Knicks have.
Yeah.
I mean, Thibodeau played everybody the way he had to because he couldn't trust his bench.
Yeah.
So,
And what big name star did he have?
Right. So that's why I'm saying I don't think they let it slip through their fingers. I mean, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals was amazing for them. It was an amazing accomplishment. I mean, absolutely amazing accomplishment. But they lost to a much better coach team.
A much better coach team. And coming, go ahead. Carol.
And what's the name? Spike Lee shouldn't have wore that goddamn zoot suit.
Oh my God, dude! When I saw that, I said, "Why is this clown dressed like that?" Oh my God, dude! You on the fucking road, man.
I think what it is, because the Knicks has been, I'm not gonna say horrible. Yeah, they've been horrible for the last couple of years, and now they finally got the chance to succeed, to do something. I think the last championship was either 73, 70, or 73. One of those years.
ABA years.
No, NBA years.
NBA.
No, that was NBA.
73.
The Knicks have always been in the
73.
NBA. 73. So that's what I'm saying. You get this opportunity, and just like with the Super Bowl, some teams never make it back to the Super Bowl after being there one time. And you know you missed that opportunity to seize upon that moment. And I think that's what I'm trying to say with the Knicks. This is the time where you seize on that moment. And now coming to you, Shada, you know, now you fire your head coach. So was it fair for the Knicks to fire Tom Thibodeau after rebuilding the Knicks? After rebuilding the Knicks,
hell no,
to a championship caliber team, in your opinion?
Hell no. I'm gonna tell you. First of all, you bring in a coach, and we've had a losing culture for years, and this coach turns the team around and starts putting the team in opportunities for them to go ahead and see if they could go ahead and step up and seize the moment, like you said. You can say what you want to say about Thibodeau, but he's putting. Who are we going to replace him with?
The scuttlebutt is Mike Malone.
Okay, but my thing is, what does he bring to the table that's not Tom Thibodeau? Because he did the same thing out in Utah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Utah's never won a title.
Well, when is the last time they won a title?
Yeah.
Never.
Not never.
And see, that's the thing. I was going to talk about that. That's the kind of thing that makes me mad about them, is because they want the Knicks ownership wants their team to be flashy, and Thibodeau is the antithesis of flashy.
Yeah.
They wanted to fire him, which is just the stupidest shit. I'd rather have a winning culture than flash that don't get me shit.
Yeah.
The point that I forgot to bring up, man, Professor, I'm glad you said that. The last point I'm going to say before you move on, man on the street, is this. There's one common denominator when it comes to the New York Knicks. And it's Dolan. That son of a bitch. You hear me? That son of a bitch right there. He's the epitome of, because I'm at Madison Square Garden, I'm always going to have money.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to invest in this because I'm happy with what I'm getting. Nick, the fan base is thirsty. You up in here freaking arresting goddamn Oakley, and because he daggone disagree with you in the damn stadium? What kind of common denominator? Dolan. And as long as Dolan owns the Knicks, we ain't going with shit.
Yeah.
He gets Spike Lee out too.
Yeah, and coming to you, Pharaoh.
Spike Lee will never be out, dog, because he's the ultimate Knicks mascot. So watch him out. Right.
Yeah, and coming to you, Pharaoh, the same question. With the Knicks firing Tom Thibodeau, you know, like we all say that they've been in rebuilding years for years. And he finally put the pieces in places for them to be successful. So what were your thoughts when you heard that they fired him after losing the series to the Pacers?
I'm going to go by my coworker, Mr. Cope. He said, man, Jay Williams got that joker fired, man. Because if you listen to what Jay Williams said about what's wrong with firing him? What's wrong with getting somebody else up in there? It's kind of weird that the next day they talking about they fired the coach. Yeah. So
Jay Williams said that because he had an inside man to know that he was going to get fired.
I understand what you're saying, but
He got
regardless
friends that
of
work at SNY that feed
Right.
him information.
And regardless of that, I say yes, they screwed up by firing that man. He's giving them something to look forward to. He's giving the fans something to look forward to. He's giving basketball fans something to look forward to. And and the team's not getting any younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
So-
not getting any younger. And
Yeah.
then the culture, I think Matt Professor spoke about it. The culture, they start bringing the culture back. You know, the
Yeah.
Knicks fans are die hard. The Knicks will
Yeah.
go 0-82. The fans still going to show up.
Right.
But he brought
Yeah.
the winning
How many
attitude
years they been playing in Madison Square?
forever.
Exactly.
Forever. But that's what I'm saying.
old
That's why
people.
they got that hardcore fan base that's always going to show up, whether they got a winning team or not, because they in their mind we got a chance. Knicks are just like Cowboys fans. We got a chance to win the championship every year.
What the hell
They-
did you just say?
No. They
The
got more
Knicks fans-
chances than the Cowgirl
The
fans.
Knicks
Hold
fans
up.
are
What did you just say?
the Knicks fans are just like Cowboys fans.
Oh,
Every
you need
year
to burn in
they
hell,
got a
my nigga.
chance.
Don't ever
They got a
say that
chance.
shit again.
they always say
You
we got
need
a
to-
chance
you
to
know
win
what?
the championship.
Come on,
I'm
you
just
need
being
a
honest.
timeout, my nigga.
No, I'm just being honest.
Just like Yankees fans too. Yankees win every pennant.
But that's what I'm
Hey,
saying
it
though.
doesn't
But
work
that's what
for
I'm
the
saying.
Browns fans.
But that's what I'm saying. And the Browns fan, because they always believe they got a chance to win every year. So the question to you, Tim Dog, is do you think that it was fair for them to fire Tom Thibodeau after losing to the Pacers?
Nah, now they taking 2 steps back after taking 1 step forward.
Mm.
Because there's no guarantee that the next coach is going to bring that winning culture or know how to coach the team that Thibodeau already has.
Yeah.
I think it's easy just going up in there and being a coach to a new team and try to run your system when everyone is used to the old system. It doesn't work like that. It is not like a switch. Click, click. All right, let's do this. It's going to take time. And if he, depending on the style of the new coach, he may not have the personnel that could facilitate the plays that he wants.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Thibodeau, he brought that team up. He made
Yeah.
the Knicks, be talked about in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because you had one season where maybe something could have happened. I mean, it couldn't have happened this season, but it could happen next season if Thibodeau have given that chance. Been given
Yeah,
that
yeah. And you know, on top of that, I agree with you, because there was some rumblings before he got fired that if he had got bounced by the Celtics, they was going to let him go. They already say there was rumblings that they was going to let him go. But Pharaoh, the question to you is, and Tim Dog brought it up, and you already spoken a little bit, who they going to get? Who's out there that's going to be able to get the Knicks over the hump? Because the difference is the Pacers didn't get there last year, but they kept their core intact. Oh, we there. We this close. But the Knicks, like Tim Dog said, they just took 2 steps backwards to take 1 step forward. So who do you see the Knicks hiring as their next head coach?
Well, first of all, they need to go ahead and add a couple players for them to be coached. Why Jay Williams don't go coach? He thinks to know what's going on with the team and
Maybe
Don't
how
do
it
that.
operates.
Don't
Put
do that.
him in the doggone hot seat.
Don't
you know
do
what
that.
I'm saying?
No.
I think with the Jay,
You know?
I think with the Jay Williams situation, these guys, just like the coach from LA, they know the X's and O's, but they never coach anything higher than Pee Wee.
Well, he's
basketball.
better than doggone Reddick.
AJ Rhetoric.
Yeah,
but
he's way better than that.
He could be, but what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that you're taking somebody off the street, putting them in a position where they have to lead men, not boys. You have to lead men, and these men already have it in their mind on what they want to do. So Jay, he could be a good player, a good head coach. But you taking a coach that been coaching for years to go with somebody with inexperience with dealing with those type of situations. That's what I'm saying with the Jay Williams. But I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, he worked with Jason Kidd when he became a coach.
But he was an assistant for a
But
long
he was
time.
assistant for a long time.
Yeah, that's true too. But with that being said, man, I don't know who's out there to be shopped around.
Steve Kerr.
That's the damn question.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, who?
And that's the thing for you, Shouter. Who can Nick Dolan going to try to make a move for a head coach that has a winning pedigree?
Who's
Hey,
available?
but that's what I'm saying. They don't have to be available, but money talks. Oh, if you could,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I went through and I looked at all the variables. I looked at stats. I looked at what we got, what our trade capital is, where we need money. We paid Cat and freaking Bunsen, and then we got Mikal Bridges on the bench and all that. So I said to myself, okay, if he did this dumbass shit as firing a damn winning coach, he has to have a plan, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing I could come up with, benefit of the doubt thinking, is either he has somebody in mind that he's already know is a lock for the job, and he needed to unload money from Thibodeau's contract to go after Giannis.
But his contract is guaranteed, though. His contract, because he just signed a 3-year extension, I believe, last year, guaranteed. So that money, Tom Thibodeau.
But my thing is, they just fired him, right?
Yeah, they still got to pay him. But his contract is guaranteed. That's what I'm saying. So
but
yeah,
my thing is, if you free up any kind of money with some players and you work anything else and get you a Giannis, that's a championship team.
Okay. But
That's,
then
that's the only thing that I could see plausible that you fire Thibodeau, because all you're doing, like I said before, you're trading one coach for another. And Malone did the same shit in Utah. So what are we talking about?
And that's what I'm coming to you, Matt Professor, is that, yeah, you freed up the money. Let's say if you get a Giannis, but who's to say that Giannis and Cat could play together? Because Giannis is ball dominant and he likes to drive the paint. Cat, but what I'm saying is you got those players, Matt Professor, but you got to have a head coach that can handle a great player like Giannis and the surrounding cast. And you fire somebody that probably could have handled getting a Giannis, but now you don't have anybody. So who do you see the Knicks getting as the Knicks head coach, in your opinion?
Quite honestly, I don't care, because here's the thing. If you remember a couple years ago, the Knicks players wanted to revolt because Thibodeau was so tough on them during practice.
Yeah.
So this unfortunately was probably a long time coming, and the issue is he built that culture.
That's correct.
So again, I bring it up. Who's gonna bring in that kind of culture? Because the reason Mike Malone is out of Utah is because he let his players run him over.
Yeah.
He couldn't convince his players to play their system, and Utah's always a very talented team. In fact, Utah is one of the teams I didn't like my team having to play because they could win any damn game that they played in.
Right.
So, like I said, Mike Malone is the name that's on the street right now as the leading candidate, because there honestly is nobody else who wants to go to New York. And coach with Dolan, because Dolan put the team together. As much as people hated Julius Randle, they needed that kind of tough. They would have needed that kind of toughness in this series.
Yeah, they needed that type of toughness, and of course, Tim Dog,
What
like
about
I said,
Sam Cassell?
that's what I'm saying.
Don't
You got
do that.
but
what I'm saying, I'll give him the chance, and that's kind of the problem.
And, but the deal, I would take a Sam Cassell over somebody else, because Sam Cassell has been an assistant coach for a while.
Long
so he knows how to coach players. I'm just saying in general, I'm not saying that they're gonna hire him, but what I'm saying is I'd rather get a coach that been on the bench, that actually been under a coach. Yeah, but y'all don't have anybody right now.
What I'm saying is I'm responding to your comment. I'm saying, yes, we know we don't, but I'm saying you give a coach like freaking Sam Cassell a New York market.
See, the problem, Shada is falling into that we're New York thing.
Yo, that's what I'm trying to say.
Without trying to take into account. Right now, y'all don't have shit. So
that's right.
I mean, fuck, I can go and coach them for right now. And that's the problem. You don't have anything right now. You got rid of a coach who built the Chicago Bulls back up to a contender.
Exactly.
You hired a coach that built the Knicks back into a contender and immediately fired him because he lost in a way you didn't care for. So who would want to go there now?
Yeah, and my question, I'm gonna get Tim Dog in here, because the Knicks, what did they do? They went and got a 9-time NBA champion, thought that he could turn him around.
Right.
I think he got 9 NBA championship, 10 if 11 if you count
11,
CBA, and then count that he went with the Knicks. And of course, like you said, with the ownership, Tim Dog, with the ownership didn't put the necessary players around. Now, Dolan did put the necessary players around to get them to this level right now, but then you go around and you fire them. So you let's say you go get the dude Malone from Utah. Who's to say that Malone's going to come in and do any better? Tim Dog, your thoughts?
Hey, might as well get Mike Brown then. I mean, he's out there. He's a championship NBA coach who,
Mike Brown never won a championship as a head coach. He
not
won as
one. Been to the championship.
Yeah.
Coach, but the thing is that really going to appease the owner? The owner is the one who's calling the shots. So I don't understand why people get mad at, Thibodeau. Thibodeau was doing his job. I like Thibodeau. Thibodeau's a good coach, but the owner has a different idea or different direction that he wants the team to go.
Yeah,
so it's his prerogative to do it, but at the same time, you can't be like Felon 47, just pull shit out of your ass to see how it works.
Well, I hate to say this to you, Tim Dog, but Tim Dog, that's what Thibodeau is doing, though. By firing, I'm not Thibodeau. That's what Dolan is doing. By firing Thibodeau, he's pulling shit out of his ass.
Right. Now, that's what I'm saying. The owner, he shouldn't. I mean, when you do shit like that, nothing good comes of it. Nothing.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna float a name out there, Shada. And of course, with Denver, but they fired their championship coach. He could be a player that, because he coached some great players. So with a big man and that shoot threes. But I'm not saying Cat is a joker, but the coach that they fired, hey, he could fit there. But I think that, and I don't see why he hasn't gotten a coaching job since Golden State. I could see a Mark Jackson coming in, and he has the pedigree because he built the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah,
and then he played for the New York Knicks, a beloved player. So would you see Dolan giving somebody like Mark Jackson a chance to coach the New York Knicks in your opinion?
Indiana too.
No.
Mama, there goes that man.
He will not give him a chance. Here's why. Mark Jackson has too much sway with the players.
Has there been a black head coach with New York Knicks?
No.
That's a good question. I got to think on that one. See, that could have been a trivia question. See, now you can't ask that question again because I'm gonna be not find that answer. But you say no, Shada, that Mark Jackson will be a good fit.
No, here's why. When Mark Jackson, that Mark Jackson was being paid by the Knicks to be a commentator when he was up there with old boy that was the coach of the Knicks, Van Gundy. I can't stand Van
Gundy and Hubie Brown was
I can't stand Van Gundy for listen. Mark Jackson was under contract with them at the time, and Dolan is the one that made it hard for them to renegotiate Mark Jackson.
Yes, it has.
Contract. You know what I'm saying? So he has beef with Mark Jackson for some other reason other than something else. And Mark Jackson has been frozen out in the NBA because of the mere fact that Mark Jackson appeals to players, and a lot of the owners don't like that. You see what I'm saying? That's what got him out of Golden State. You see what I'm saying? The players were daggone to the point where he was being looked at as like a patriarch of a family. They were going to his church, you know what I'm saying, on Sundays and all that. He was influencing them in a way that the NBA did not like. So that's why Mark Jackson was fired from Golden State. He will not get a job in New York for the mere fact that Dolan will never give him that much power to run the team. Never.
I got you. And Matt Professor, like I floated a couple of names out there. The head coach that got fired from Denver, championship coach, and Mark Jackson. Can you, and just like Shada say, you don't think that Mark Jackson would be a good fit for the New York Knicks job?
Not the way they're built right now, no.
Okay.
Because that would be the thing. It would take him some time to build the team toward his system, because his system is built around the point guard. Jalen Brunson is a good point guard, but he's not a Steph Curry, unfortunately.
No,
or Clay. So
yeah.
he'd have to Mark Jackson's system would have to build that team out. And that's why it pisses me off that he doesn't get the love that he should get for building Golden State, because Steve Kerr didn't change a damn thing about the team. He just came in. He just
Yeah.
came in and they started winning all of a sudden.
He
Yep.
Yeah.
was just the new John Gruden.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, go ahead,
again,
man.
I don't-
Cut you
That's
off.
good. That was good.
I don't know who. I honestly don't know who would want to go to New York and play and coach rather for Dolan, and who could coach that team. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see after the finals when heads start rolling.
Yeah, yeah. And Tim Doe, the same thing to you. You think Mark Jackson be a good fit there?
Hell yeah. I mean, he would be because he's a good coach. Now, does he have the players like Matt Professor was saying to implement, his style of play?
Yeah.
Probably not. But the answer as far as the black head coaches, Mike Woodson, David
Yeah.
Fitzgerald, Willis Reed, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I forgot about Isaiah. Yeah. I forgot about Willis Reed too.
Yeah.
And yeah. But Pharaoh, I'm gonna let you close it out. But Mark Jackson, I know Mark Jackson was when he was at on Golden State. One of the issues was that he was a very religious man, and like Shada said, inviting players and becoming basically the face of the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? But Dolan wants to be Shada. You probably gonna black out again on this one. Dolan want to be like old boy down there in Dallas, whose name should not be named on here. And that's what he's trying to do. So if you want to win, though, you got to get a coach that could bring in a system that can get you over the hump. And I believe Mark Jackson's on the cusp, and Golden State let him go. So you think that Mark Jackson be a good fit with the Knicks, in your opinion?
We don't have all day.
I don't know.
Oh,
No, I think New York doesn't want to see that.
Okay.
I don't think New York wants to see that type of ball being played there in the Knicks. Like you said, like Shada said, he wants a flashy team.
Yeah.
And Mark Jackson's not going to have a flashy team.
Nope. Fundamental basketball, baby.
Not with the way that they're built right now. It's
Right.
So
it would have to be some other players coming in, and it's going to take some time. So that's why we say the Knicks have lost their opportunity to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals next season by what they did.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I agree with you on that, Joe. Until Dolan found themselves the arena and team, New York won't get over the hump. And it's a shame because, as one of I think the Knicks are probably New York, probably one of the founding teams in the NBA. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they were the Knickerbockers.
Yeah, but it's still a Knickerbocker. They shortened it to the Knicks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. But my thing is that
Knickerbocker too fast. It comes off as a little bit racist.
Yeah, a little bit racist.
Knickerbockers.
Yeah. But like I say though, they need a head
Your
coach.
fault, man, Professor.
They need a head coach that could come in and basically try to get them over the hump. I hate to say that John Gruden, he came in, but the team already built to win. The Knicks aren't built to win right now. And that's why I say it was a bad look by firing Tom Thibodeau.
Absolutely.
But moving along though, Pharaoh, I'm coming to you on this one though. Well, we got the boys in there. Two small market team. Something I never thought I would be saying. Two small market teams are in the NBA Finals. And my question to you is, what would be the key to the Pacers versus the Thunder NBA Championship Series, in your opinion?
Nothing. They're gonna lose. There's nothing to pay. The Pacers have shot themselves in the foot and showed all they could do against the Knicks, going 6 games. The Thunder is the all-around best team defensively and offensively in this series.
Enough said.
That's it.
All right, then. Well, I'm coming to you then, Pharaoh. Coming to you, Matt Professor, because I was going to come to you, Shada, but so you said enough said. You co-signing what Pharaoh said. So, so what will be the key to the Pacers versus the Thunder? Let's do it this way. Let's take the Pacers first. What's the key for the Pacers to win this championship?
Okay.
The Pacers have to keep Chet Holmgren out of the paint,
That ain't gonna happen.
and keep SGA out of the paint, because that's where he draws his fouls. No, the Pacers are a decent enough defensive team. You don't have to be top 10 to stop to try to stop a great offensive team.
Oh
in the
no,
NBA.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
But they have to do those two. If they can keep SGA in the mid-range, shooting mid-range shots and threes, they have a chance. If they can keep Chet Holmgren from getting inside, they have a chance. Can they do it? I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
true.
no.
Let me add to that.
Go ahead.
Also, let
That's true.
Siakam just play his game.
Yeah.
Let Siakam just, it's just like how you said with Taylor. Just go play. And then I think that with the way he plays the game, they won't be able to stop him. He'll be the X factor. I guess,
unfortunately for your little premise right there, Mr. Pharaoh King. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just say no. That ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Somebody
Okay?
zesty his team not in it no more.
Because
Yeah,
the fact of the
real
matter,
zesty.
no, not
Yeah.
that. It has nothing to do with that. I said this last week, and I think me and Tim Dog got into it last week about it. I said, who in the hell is gonna stop Jalen?
No, I'm not. We're just. I'm
You
answering
talking
the
about-
question.
we-
The man on the street asked the
Yeah.
question.
So basically, what
We're
we're
just
saying,
talking about the
Shada,
Pacers. What?
yeah, we talk
can
about the
they
Pacers.
do?
What does the Pacers have to do to win the
Right.
championship?
Not Mr. Shot.
Okay, then Tim Dog, what does the Pacers have to do to win this championship, in your opinion?
Just be themselves. People are already going to underestimate you. They already saying you don't have a chance.
And I'm one of them.
I say they do, because
I'm one of them.
when you are faced with adversity,
Yeah.
the one thing you do is try to prove it wrong.
Yeah.
You try to reverse it.
Yeah.
And every last one of us on this panel
Yeah.
have faced adversity
Yeah.
once or twice in their
Don't
life.
try to make it personal.
Man, we
Don't do that.
came out black. It was
No.
already adverse.
I'm making it
but-
personal because for Indiana, it is personal that
Yeah.
people don't believe that they
And
can
you
win.
don't think it's personal for SGA winning the MVP?
No,
but
that
we
was-
talk about the
we
Pacers right
deserve
now.
that.
Shada, I'm gonna give you a chance to talk about the Thunder in a minute.
that.
But we
But-
talking about the Pacers right now because I want to
Yeah, I
hear
mean,
what the
is
panel
one
has to
person.
say.
Yeah, Chet Holmgren, keep him out the paint, but y'all forgetting Indiana can play some D.
Yeah,
Y'all forgetting that.
and that's what I'm saying.
They can play some what?
Here we
Watch
go.
come tomorrow. Watch the game. You'll
and
see.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I changed it up, because I want to hear the key points of what the
Right.
Pacers have to do. Because, like I said before, I didn't pick the Pacers to go this far. I in the East, I didn't expect them to even go this
They
far.
had Cleveland.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And what they did was they showed me that, hey, any type of adversity, like you said, Tim Dog, we could overcome. Because any team being up 20 points, blowing that lead, will come back the next night or the night after that and be deflated. Those guys wasn't. Even when the Knicks came back, they was up. The Knicks came back. They could have folded. They
I got
could
a
have
question.
folded.
I got
They
a
could have
question.
folded. Let me finish this, Shada. Let me finish. They could have folded, but they didn't. So they do have, like they say in Boston, they got a puncher's chance, but they got more than a puncher's chance. They got a team built on adversity and how to overcome it. So, hey, I'm not going to say that the Thunder's going to be a sweep, but it may go 7. Shada, what's your question?
Nobody said it was going to be a sweep. I'm just saying, but at the same time, you know, the question was what the Pacers got to do. Like I said, they can't miss nothing. They have to execute. They have to execute. If they miss anything at all, it's a run out. And if it's not a run out, they're going to have to run to the daggone 3-point line to stop them. And if not, they're going to daggone run Jalen off the daggone. Listen, they're going to have to do a whole lot to stop the daggone Oklahoma City Thunder. A whole lot.
And only reason I'm going to push back on you on that shot is that the Thunder got to make this shot as well.
Yep.
They can't miss nothing as well, because
All right.
Indiana does
because
the
right.
exact
let me
same
tell you
thing.
why I'm pushing back on you on what you just said. Because Indiana is a young team, just like the Thunder. Those boys could run up and down the court as well. So if the Thunder miss their shot, they got to watch out for that release as well. So that's what I'm saying. This is a great battle, because it's a bunch of young players.
It's
So-
going to be run and gun, but
It'll be high
the
scoring,
problem is for the Indiana Pacers is the Thunder could slow down in a half-court set too. You see what I'm saying? They could slow down in a half-court set when they put Chet in the middle and they rotate and they play and they daggone play from the corners. You're gonna have to cover both the corners, the top of the key, and the middle.
You see, you talking about that now but on paper it looks like that, but we all know it's about matchups. When you get on that court and you see something wrong, there's adjustments. and it's going to be adjustments periodically throughout the game. So
let me take my power
in
pilot.
the
All right,
paint.
listen
all
to
that
all
stuff.
these veteran coaches that never coached
you know,
basketball.
and one thing I'm
And
gonna
Rick
come at you.
Carlisle is a veteran coach, and old boy is it.
And that's why I'll come at you, man, Professor. And you know, with Indiana, they've shown that they can make adjustments. That's why I say that the Thunder, we're gonna talk about them in a minute. Indiana plays the same style of ball as the Thunder.
Yep.
And they play the same exact thing. Halliburton ain't no slouch. If Halliburton get hot, oh, you can cancel Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Indiana saying to themselves, hey, we got everybody where we want them at, because everybody was doubting us the whole series, and watch what happens. You understand what I'm saying, Matt?
Yeah, yes, I do. And to answer the question, Indiana's beaten OKC 3 of the last 5 times they've played.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Indiana has a chance, and that's what I was saying. They've got a shot at beating Oklahoma, because, and I keep bringing it up, coaching makes a big difference. I mean, hell, look at what happened with Jordan once Phil got there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was night and day. Look at LeBron when he got Eric Spoelstra as his coach. It was night and day. Coaching makes a huge difference. Rick Carlisle has been playing, has had teams playing for titles. I don't believe OKC's coach ever has. This is his first shot at a title as a coach, player, whatever. So it's all about coaching, and if there's any coach in between these two that I would trust to lead my team to win, it would be Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Now moving over to the Thunder side, what do the Thunder have to do to win this championship, in your opinion? Shouter.
Just play the way they've been playing. They don't got to change nothing. Just play the way they've been playing. The fact of the matter is, I watched every single game that at these daggone playoffs for the first time in a long time. And what I've seen from OKC is they haven't changed their identity in any game. They haven't. There's nothing that you could say. You could go back and watch every daggone thing from the game.
Yeah, they got blown up by 40.
Okay, so they got blown out, but they didn't change the way they style of play the next
Thunder.
game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They changed in and they recovered. I mean, that's what it's all about.
What I'm saying to you is, when you look at what the daggone Oklahoma City Thunder, the gauntlet they had to go through to daggone make it to the finals compared to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm telling you like this right now, OKC. Okay.
I got you. Farrell, what does OKC have to do to win this championship, in your opinion?
Make their free throws, because they was a little one of the games they was I forget what game it was. They was not making their free throws too well. But I won't say just play the game, because like you said, 3 out of 5 wins was Indiana during the regular season. They can't go in there and sleep on a team that basically wants a championship as well, just as much as they do. Yeah. So, and I know that they're playing for what's his name? Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is a really big. I know he's going to be covering the game too, if I'm not mistaken.
The only reason I don't want them to win.
but what I'm saying is, they got support, and they're not going in there to not try to win. And we talk about the coaching and things of that nature. The players got to play the game to be coached. So, the Thunder, as much as I'm pulling for them to win, and they could do it. I say game 6. I say 6 games, 4-2. Oklahoma. I believe that they have just too much all around of a team to lose this series.
Yeah. And I agree with you on that. And I'm coming to you, Matt Professor. What do the Thunder have to do? And one thing I want to say, the one thing about the Pacers, what have they done in the whole time in this series? They have taken home court advantage from the team that had it. So what does the Thunder have to do to not fall into that trap, in your opinion?
The Thunder, as a young team, they can't read their press clippings. They can't listen to people like some of us on here who think they're gonna win a gentleman's sweep. Because if you look at it like this, and I just looked at the playoffs, the first 2 rounds for the for Oklahoma City. They played two very talented teams that had just fired their coaches right before the playoffs began.
Playoffs, yeah.
They played an overrated Minnesota team who was playing well above their britches, who was happy that they beat an old team and an injured
Right.
Golden
Yeah.
State team.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, they haven't. You could say they was tested against Denver, but
Yeah.
I think Denver took them to 7 because of Denver's talent, and I think Indiana is a much more talented team than Denver, top to bottom. I mean, Denver, yes, Denver has Jokic, yes,
Yeah.
but top to bottom, Indiana is probably the deepest team. It's as deep as Indiana because
And don't forget
Oklahoma.
they lost Kyrie.
Right. So
Yeah.
again, these, like I said, Oklahoma City is playing with house money right now because until midway through the season, nobody saw them getting here.
Yeah.
They just have to play what got them here.
Yeah. Tim Dog, what does the Thunder have to do to win this championship, in your opinion?
Not get complacent like the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had the best record in the NBA.
Right.
And like Mad Professor said, do not lose home court advantage. See, that's the one thing that Indiana, I'm sure they probably hoping that Oklahoma do. Take them lightly. And I'm not saying Oklahoma City, OKC is not a talented. They are talented, but they are also unexperienced and young. And when you unexperienced and young and you at the top game, excuse me.
That's inexperienced, Tim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I stand correct. I stand correct. Inexperience, and when you're young like that and you first time getting to a championship, it's going to be butterflies at first. You're going to be nervous, and when you have a coach like Rick Carlisle who can prep you for that, and you have a veteran like Siakam who's been to an NBA Finals. That is the advantage that Indiana has. So for Oklahoma City, they just don't get complacent, don't get what's that, bright lights shunned or whatever, and just play your game.
Yeah, and they play,
got you there.
Yeah, and play their game. And I'm coming back to you on this question here, Shada. They play their game, and we all know that you can't breathe on SGA.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna call a foul. Now, let's say if they have to face some type of adversity, and the ref is not calling those type of calls, how do you see the Thunder adjusting to that type of play when the referee say, "Hey, we're not going to make it easy. We're gonna put the whistles in our pocket." So those calls that you was getting the last series, you're not gonna get this time. So how do you see them having to adjust to something like that, in your
I
opinion?
don't see them having to adjust to anything because both the teams going to have to adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just OKC. I mean,
no, I guess what I'm saying is that the Pacers, their star players are not getting those type of calls that SGA is getting. SGA is getting no type. Yeah, SGA is getting no. I think they say that SGA is he shot more free throws than anybody in the league this year. I could be wrong, but I think he shot damn near just as much. So what I'm saying is, if he's not getting those fouls like he's been getting all year long, how does the Thunder need to adjust to make sure that they don't lose home court advantage and to make sure they win the championship?
To be honest with you, I don't think the Pacers, I don't think the OKC Thunder care about home court advantage. I honestly, that's just the way from watching them. I don't think they care. Okay. Really. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The way they play away is just as strong as they play at home. And yes, there are going to be those games where you're back against the wall and another team's got to go ahead and dig a little bit deeper to beat you. But I think OKC, that's the way they play. It's easy. It seems like the game comes easy to them.
Okay.
It just seems that way. It just comes easy to them. The adjustments that they make are so subtle. And as far as SGA goes, as soon as you take away the jump shot, he's going to find the open man.
Okay.
That's how he plays. He plays and looks for who he surveils where everybody's on the court before he takes that mid-range shot because he knows exactly where he's going to go with that pass.
I got you. And Pharaoh, my question to you is, just like I said, SGA probably one of he lives at the free throw lines.
Yeah.
But what happens if he's not getting those calls? And like we all say, Rick Carlisle is probably the better coach. How can the Thunder adjust with missing those points if it's called like that? In your opinion, how can they adjust to make sure that they win this championship?
This was having a hard time.
Well, because you like to say this is a hypothetical question.
Yeah,
You just can't,
it's
you can't
hypothetical, yeah.
give. Yeah, it's a hypothetical question of how a team responds to
Yeah.
adversity or whatever the calls are. I'm going to say that they can beat them. They can win the game with Siakam, or the way what's his name, Neesmith, the way he was playing, guarding them. You put him on him, mess him up a little bit, I'd say frustrate him a little bit on and see how the game starts from there. If you're not getting the calls, then you might put Nimrod on them or whatever the case is. But I would say just go out there and test to see how the referees are going to call the game in order for you to make adjustments on what that benefits. So
I got you. What your thoughts on the question I asked, Matt Professor? If they're like SGA is not getting those calls, what kind of adjustment you see them happen? Like I'm glad you said hypothetical question that they will have to adjust, because like we say, the head coach for the Indiana Pacers is the better coach who know how to adjust on the fly. And I believe this head coach is going to be tested, because I believe Indiana going to put that pressure, and hopefully like the referees will not give SGA those calls like he was getting all year. Now you got to make that adjustment, because those are points that are taken off the board. So if they play that type of style of basketball, how do you see the Thunder adjusting to win the championship?
They would have to they'd have to take the ball out of SGA hands and let him distribute, because he's still going to get the attention.
Yeah.
So if he, in fact, I think they did that in Game 4. He was scoreless through the first quarter, or through the first half, he might have just had 4 points.
4 points, I believe so too. Yeah.
He distributed.
Yeah.
Until the game started to open up for him toward the end of the game, and I think he still didn't finish with even 16 points, if I remember right. So I mean, they can win without his offensive prowess. They just have to again play the way they've played all year. They can't sit there and think that they don't belong there because they are so young, which is the downfall of a lot of young teams. They don't think they deserve to. They don't think that they can play the same way and still get the results. They'll have, like I said, they'll have to. They know how to play without Gilgeous-Alexander getting to the free throw line constantly. They'll just have to. It'll have to be on Chet Holmgren's back.
Yeah. And Tim Dahl, I'm gonna ask you, do you agree with what the Matt Professor just said? If the game's called that way, the adjustment that the coaches have to make, it just what he said makes SGA the basically distributor of the ball, and he's going to get his shots, but he'd be mainly a passer instead of being a scorer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but also at the same time, I would think that SGA would be more aggressive to try and get those calls and put it on the refs. So either way, he's still going to try to accomplish what he wants, which is get to the line. I got you.
All right, then. Well, like I said, it's 2 small market teams that's playing the NBA Finals. We're going to go ahead and call our shots right now. Shotter, who you got? You Thunder.
OKC.
All right, then. All right, Farrell, you heard that, right? Farrell, who you got?
I have Thunder 6 games, 4-2.
All right. What about you, Matt Professor?
Just because I don't want Reggie Miller to get shit, Thunder.
All right. And of course, Tim Dahl.
I'm going to go with Indiana.
Yeah, I'm going with Indiana as well.
I'm saying I want Indiana, but I can't stand listening to his ass during the commentary. Fucking horrible.
I definitely know after tomorrow. I definitely know after tomorrow, because if Indiana does what they've been doing throughout the series and take home court advantage, I don't see the Thunder coming back, having enough tenacity to come back and win. OKC in 5, but no, I got Indiana in 6, 4-2. I'm telling you right now, I'm putting my money on Indiana. Oh my goodness, yeah.
I said if it wasn't for Reggie Miller, I'd be picking Indiana too, but I don't like him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'd rather if it was his sister there, I'd be rooting for
Definitely.
him.
Hell no.
I can't do shit with him there. I'm sorry. I just can't.
I got you, man. But there's another finals that are going on. We ain't talk about this sport, I don't believe, all damn year.
Y'all didn't want
fellas.
To.
Yeah,
right.
Because we brothers. I
watch hockey all year. Me.
Well, I got you. Well, I'm gonna let you go up first then. Yeah, we got the Stanley Cup
I watch
Finals.
hockey
So
as well.
who you got, Mad Professor, winning the Stanley Cup Finals this year?
Unfortunately for Canada, I see them losing yet again.
Yeah.
The Panthers are. I watch the Panthers. If you give them a shot, especially with power plays, they don't mess around
Cancel
on power
Christmas.
plays.
Cancel
That's what I'm
Christmas.
saying. I mean, Edmonton played their asses off this year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think it took them way too much effort to get to Stanley Cup Finals, and Florida made it look easy. I'm gonna take Florida in 4.
I got you.
No, you know what? I'll go 5.
And that's the one thing about hockey, though. I don't believe there's no thing as home court advantage in hockey.
No, home ice don't exist.
Home
No
ice.
such
I mean,
thing.
home ice. I don't believe there's no home court ice. Well, shit, that's why I don't watch hockey that much. I'm fucking it all up. but I agree with you on the premise that I think it's going to be a good Stanley Cup Finals because of the fact that you say that Florida makes it look easy and Edmonton had a harder way to get there. They struggle more than the Panthers.
They only had 2 more games.
But I'm just saying,
It
but
don't matter. The facts are the facts, son.
But the Edmonton had overtime in one of these playoff games, if
Yeah.
I remember right.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
they were.
They had
It
to bite
was
that
hard
bullet
for 'em.
and dig deep.
yeah, and Tim Dog, and it going back to what we talked about the Knicks, the players played too long. They didn't have the time to recover to I guess extend the series. So Tim Dog, who you got winning Stanley Cup? The Florida Panthers or the Edmonton Oilers?
I'm gonna say Edmonton only because they beat the shit out of Dallas. I mean, I just always liked the Oilers, only because I just been biased when I was young. I had a Edmonton shirt one time when I was a kid, and then Baltimore had a AHL team called the Baltimore Skipjacks, and I
That's
just like
that's a fish.
a skipjack. No, it's a boat.
Oh, my bad.
Sound like a fish though.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the underdog, Edmonton.
Okay, what about you, Farrell? Who you got?
I'm upset because Washington's supposed to be there since they had the top
Stop the noise.
scorers
Stop the
of all
noise. Stop
NHL.
Hey
man, there is no hockey in Jamaica, so you out of this conversation. Right? You lucky you had.
They
Cool
got
Runners.
bobsledding.
You know that, brother.
They got a bobsled team.
They don't
that's
even
just
have
it.
team.
I'm gonna go with Florida Panthers to rep my home state of record until I retired and became a Georgia resident. So I'm
You're a
gonna go
traitor
with the Panthers.
anyway.
I got you. What about you, Shada? You already said you're going with Florida, so but why?
Nah, I'm kind of on the fence with Florida. I am a big Florida Panthers fan because they do a lot of stuff in the community around here. I mean, y'all talk. We got Tampa Bay up the road, and we got the Orlando Magic.
Oh yeah.
And I see freaking more Florida Panthers doing stuff in the community than anything else around here. So I got mad love for the Panthers as an organization, as what they do for the community. I'm gonna have to go with the Oilers as well because Connor McDavid is, listen, it's gonna be, this is the biggest Stanley Cup since Mario Lemieux and them was playing. And listen, bro, these two cats gonna go at it. They're gonna go at it. It's gonna be a good series.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good series. I'm not gonna take away from that.
But I'm gonna go with, I think Edmonton has been, they've been there, they've been the bridegroom for so long. Like, it's like, come on, this has got to be the break.
Didn't the Panthers win a couple years ago?
Yeah, they did. The Panthers and the Lightning had dominated over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't think Edmonton. I think Edmonton. They're due. They're due, man. They're due. If Florida wins, no spilled milk. But at the same time, Edmonton. I just Warren Moon and the Oilers and everything too, man. I gotta go with Oilers, dog.
I said Warren Moore.
Oilers.
God damn. but
Edmonton.
yeah. But
What an analogy.
I think
That's
it's
the closest
gonna
we gonna get.
I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a great series. Like I say, I don't watch hockey as much. Only time I like to watch hockey when they show it and the motherfuckers fighting. Hey, that's the best thing
I
for
will
me.
tell you this much though: the defense the Oilers defense
Mhm.
might be their saving grace.
Yeah.
But the Panthers got the #1 goalie in hockey, Sergei,
Yes.
and he don't play no
He
game.
don't play.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
But like I
I
said, it's
think
going.
he's playing. That's why they're in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to watch it, and like I say, I don't have no dog in the fight. You know, my Philadelphia Flyers not in there, so hey, it is what it is. But it's just the fact that
I'm a
it's gonna be-
Whalers fan, so
yeah,
I used to
know.
be a big Detroit Pistons fan.
Detroit Pistons.
You mean
or
Red
Detroit-
Wings?
That's what I mean,
Wings.
Red Wings. You know,
Just confused
why
me for a
is
bit.
he on here? Could you mute his mic? Could you mute
Well,
his
see, I'm-
mic?
It's
Well,
your
see, I'm a
fault,
long,
man.
I'm a
Out of the playoffs.
I'm a long-suffering
You lose
Blackhawks
at the
fan.
Detroit
So
Pistons.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold on,
Chicago
Red Wings.
Chicago
Yeah.
Blackhawks.
One
Yeah,
I've
of them.
always loved the Blackhawks. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
WGN here in New Orleans, we always had their games.
Yeah. And, you know, I know this is not our discussion question though, but I'm gonna come to you, Matt Professor, to talk about this. Why do we not follow hockey? And I'm talking about us as black analysts. Because that's what we are right now. Why don't we follow hockey like we follow the other leagues? In your opinion?
Well, because there's only been about 12 black hockey players that anybody know of, and the
Yeah.
last one,
Subban.
PK.
that's what I'm about to say. The Subban brothers were the last couple. I mean, there are a couple in there. There are a couple now. I think I want to say Edmonton has a black player,
Yes, they
but
do.
but you don't know his
Vegas
name
has
all that
one too, I
much.
think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vegas has one too. It's because much like golf for generations, it hasn't been our sport. And
Yeah.
until
It's 43
until you get a black player on the ice who can score like a Mario Lemieux or like a double zero
Wayne Gretzky.
Ovechkin,
Yeah.
you're not black
But
people
you
aren't
see-
going to be interested.
But you're
Okay.
missing the key point to this whole situation. They
What's the key
let
point?
cats fight in hockey. They
But
can't
see-
let no niggas fight on that ice. Are you
But
crazy?
and that's what I'm about to say. I watched
Are you
PK Subban
crazy?
for most of his career. I think
Yeah.
he might have been in 3 fights his whole damn career.
Ain't
Yeah.
nobody trying
Yeah.
to test no bro
Well,
on
let me
no
ask you
ice.
this. I would say, on top of what you're saying, that they don't know the history of hockey.
Nope.
Yeah, because
They don't know what history. They don't know where it started
That part,
and who
yeah.
started it.
I
So
bet who
believe
started was a
that
bunch
that
of brothers. I
brought
believe
out
in
that they probably have a different turnaround.
oh man.
Plus, in the South, there ain't that many ice. In
we
high
had
school,
we
there's
had a
no-
hockey minor league hockey team here in New Orleans for years.
That's about high school.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
no, well, no,
introduced.
Yeah.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
You'll
You know
never
what I'm
see
saying?
high
Introduce
school here.
people.
No.
And seeing
Yeah,
that we're
not
talking
really.
about it and we're talking about sports that black people don't talk about a lot. Remember, last Thursday was the beginning of the official lacrosse pro league. Last Thursday was the official start of
yeah.
the lacrosse pro league.
And we all
It's
know
about the
who
males,
started
right? Because I think the
lacrosse.
females already had it.
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
males.
females already started. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Tim
but you
Dog,
know-
the same question to you. Why don't we talk
The
about
ladies,
hockey,
rather.
the brothers? Why don't we talk about hockey like we talk about the other sports in your opinion?
Because historically it's something that we probably viewed as white sport. We don't have it in the neighborhoods. There are no hockey rinks in the hood.
Mm.
So why would we want to do it? Except up north where it's cold and it's snow. And maybe we would if there weren't any prejudice against us playing it. But I say because it's just not popular. It's not something that we do anywhere from Pennsylvania south.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's prejudice because you could play because I believe one of the first hockey leagues was a black league.
Well,
No, I'm not saying that it's a
Okay.
prejudice. I'm saying we are being prejudiced towards the game
Okay,
because
okay.
there's so many white people in it, and you don't see people of color in it. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
And remember what happened a couple years ago with a black player in college, I think it was,
Yeah,
accidentally
yeah.
slashed somebody's throat and
Yeah.
slashed somebody with his skate and got charged with a damn
Yeah.
felony.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
Farrell,
keeps-
what's your thoughts,
That'll
man?
keep us away.
Yeah, your thoughts, Farrell. Why don't we talk about hockey the way that we talk about other sports?
They let them fight.
Same way we don't talk about golf, tennis,
Hey, watch
No, we
out.
talk about tennis.
huh?
We don't talk about it on this show, but us brothers, we talk about tennis
No,
because Serena.
because we had representation,
I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
right? We got representation. Even though Tiger Woods said he ain't black, we got representation. So, with that being said, it's just until we get that representation, we will be talking about it. Because even
Yeah.
like in like Charlotte said in lacrosse, until my daughter decided to join it, you know, and play it and start getting like a little. She had a bunch of her teammates were of mixed races. You know, they had some Asians out there, some Hispanic women and stuff. You know, it's starting to come around. But that was a predominantly Native American sport until
Correct.
Duke made it famous, and now we're talking about it amongst us. You
It
know,
is the
now
oldest
coming up.
sport in the United States of America.
Yeah.
And the shout out to Method Man, because he is actually one of the first black players that actually played lacrosse, but end up having to, you know, go into the hip hop scene because of his father. So
Correct. I think Jim Brown played lacrosse too, didn't he?
and yes, Jim Brown and
Yeah.
Ernie Mills.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you know,
yeah.
but
Love
that
me
being
some
said-
lacrosse, boy. It's just as bad as it's just as.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you know, to go back to your question, until we get that representation and know and get knowledge of the sport, and we get into the neighborhoods and the communities that actually has it,
Yeah.
then we're not going to know. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, and I think the same thing. And it's because of the fact that there's no ice rink in this where I'm from.
Look, there's basketball courts everywhere.
Everywhere,
What's
yeah.
funny is through the 80s and most of the 90s, there was an ice rink in the Black Mall in New Orleans East.
Yeah, this sure was.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
hey,
but-
how about this though? The with AAU, the way that they do AAU, and I believe that's messing up basketball. That's what another thing that they do is, in order for you to play these sports, you got to pay,
Yeah,
and a
Yeah.
lot of people can't afford to pay
Yeah.
to play
Hockey
those
is not
sports.
cheap.
yeah.
Listen, lacrosse is. Let me tell you something. Them little the goalie stick compared to the daggone other sticks and how you cradle and all that. Listen,
Hey, trust me. Hey,
expensive.
man on the street knows all my paychecks went to these two.
Yeah.
Across
well,
stick ball.
but moving along, but that's not what we're going to discuss tonight. I just wanted to get y'all opinion on that. Going for somebody that paid. Oh man, he might be paid again. We talked about it a little bit last week, man. Professor. We talking about your boy.
I
you know-
couldn't wait for you to daggone bring this bullshit up because we
Yeah,
talked
so-
about it last week. Hard.
Yeah, but she finally came out and they finally said it. But Matt, Professor, what are your thoughts on Zion Williamson rape and abuse allegation brought by Maura Mills?
She's still trying to ruin his damn life. I mean, she tried it a couple years ago, nothing came of it.
Yeah,
She's trying it again. I mean, girl, he don't want you no more. Let it go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying none of the shit she's saying didn't happen.
yeah,
I'm just saying, baby girl, if it happened, charge him criminally. Stop with the fucking civil bullshit. Let it go, or just let him go. He not that good on the basketball court. I'm more than certain he's not that good in the bedroom. Just let
Good
him go.
Lord. You
God
got to hit him
damn,
like
girl.
that.
yeah.
Fuck.
What do you call him?
Stop that
Linguini,
stop
little
that below the
noodle.
belt bull crap right there, dog.
No,
Don't do that.
I love
do
Zion.
that man like
I
that.
do. I like watching Zion play.
Don't
He's
do
one
that
of the
man
most
like that.
exciting players on the court when he's on the
On the
court.
court. That's right. That's
But-
But
right.
in the bed is
Dude,
linguini.
This girl is out to
Hey.
ruin this man, and
Hey.
I don't understand why. Again, I
Hey.
said it last week in jest, and now the shit somehow came to
Exact-
fruition. I'm
came to
Negro
fruition, yeah.
Damas. Nigga
You
needs
ain't
to
you
keep
ain't the
shit
only one. You
together.
can't claim that by yourself, man.
Nigga,
Yeah.
I said it last week. You
And-
might have
and-
co-signed, but I said it last week.
And Tim Dog, my thing is with the climate, what it is, especially with what's going on with P Diddy. She tried to go to my boy. What's the dude that always jumps in a case like this? Busby,
Yeah.
the lawyer Busby. He turned it
Oh.
down. You know, if he turned it down, you got to see a red flag. So what are your thoughts on this allegation from Maura Mills against Zion?
Yeah, somebody trying to go fishing for something, but ain't getting nothing.
Dude, so animated kills me.
Oh well, let me see if I can get it again.
You need to set your drag properly.
Yeah, and Pharaoh, and that's the thing. I'm glad y'all say that. She's trying to go fishing, but then she didn't help her case out. I wish I was able to download the video when she said she put out a video saying that your basketball career is over, so you won't getting paid. Then she said that I guess I won't be getting paid. So just like you say, Math Professor, if the thing happened, Pharaoh, why don't you go criminally instead of going the route that she's taking, in your opinion, Farrell.
It's funny to how she
Wow,
called
Joe.
him a bad basketball player when she was a horrible porn star. So with that being said, you wouldn't be looking for no money if you was actually what you're supposed to be doing. So maybe she's the bad one in the goddamn situation here,
Horrible porn. So how you be horrible at porn? You just
It ain't difficult. It ain't
Yeah.
difficult.
Hey, you could be a
There's,
dead.
there's a science to it. Don't.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't,
There's a
So
science to
my
you
it.
can't just lay there, dog.
Right. My thing is, you want to throw shots at somebody when you couldn't even make it in your profession, and that's an easier profession to play in.
Facts. Are you even on browsers?
But this is the thing I'm coming to you, shot it on this part.
Yeah.
Even though Zion, he was paying the bills, he was giving the money. Then of course he got with his, I don't know if they got married or not, had a child with somebody else. Now you want to come out and you want to talk all this trash about him.
Wait. She had a child with somebody else?
No.
Zion did.
Oh.
Him and his girlfriend had a kid last
Yeah,
year.
last year. But that didn't work. But now like I said, with the climate, what it is, now all of a sudden he sexually assaulted me. He beat me. Now I want $50 million is the
It's the
key
gold
now.
standard.
Yeah, the
I'm
gold
pretty sure
standard.
they the same size. She ain't beating too much anything up. Oh,
Yeah. But I'm just saying, but her to say something like that, and then when she put out that video, I don't know if y'all saw the video saying that, hey, since you can't play basketball anymore, that means that you're not going to get paid. That means I'm not going to get paid. And I think we say this on a couple of podcasts on Two Cigars and a Blunt every Friday night at 8:00. When it becomes hard to believe a woman because of somebody like her. So what are your thoughts on this allegation? Shout
I'm like Bumpy Johnson. Cut the bitch. Listen.
We need a disclaimer.
Those are the words of Shotter, not us.
Yeah.
Those are the words of
Not
Shotter.
respect anyone else on the Better Than
right.
Sex Sports podcast.
That's right. Go ahead,
Listen,
Shotter.
man. Listen. First of
Y'all are
all,
stupid, boy.
yes, on this podcast we do not condone violence. I was just joking, but
against women.
we don't condone violence. Period. Because them cops out there beating us up just like the same way. So we don't condone violence. We can
Against
provide
women.
violence, but they can't do violence against us. But anyway, Zion is being Zion, and ever since he busted out of that shoe, bro, I mean, it ain't been good. It just ain't been good. And all I got to tell him is, listen, man, there are so many fish in the sea. Why you keep swimming in the shallow end? Go up in the deep end where you could go ahead and spread your wings and stretch out.
Well, I think he's already stretched out because the young lady that he's been with, they've been together. I think they was dating when he was messing around with her. And I think when she got pregnant, he cut the young lady off. And of course, this is what happened. My thing, my
following this then.
That's what actually happened when his girlfriend got pregnant. He told the porn star he was done with it. But see, this just goes to what we said about Shannon Sharp and all these other athletes. Leave these Instagram and porn women alone. They don't mean you damn good.
So seeing that we brought that up, is there just a renaissance going on? Like all these dudes in the NBA, why are they all with these daggone Instagram models and porn stars? What's going on?
Yeah, no, because
that's what it's called, Instagram.
Because if you think about it, they're giving you a fantasy. They're giving you what you think you want.
Holy shit!
And then when you get it, and then it goes to hell. Because if y'all seen this lady,
well,
I say to myself, I would say to myself, I don't know what the hell because she got the BBL look crazy.
But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
But see, I stumbled upon a story the other day, and I didn't realize that boy Jalen out west, his baby mama is damn near his mama's age.
Yeah, but I'm
What's
saying
wrong
with
with them?
But what I'm saying with the Zion situation is, for me, this is a woman scorn trying to ruin somebody's career because she can't have him. So if I can't have him, I don't want nobody else to have him.
Look at Joe.
Me Too movement.
But yeah, but Joe say like he eats. Yeah, that's the old one. But my thing, but my thing is, it makes it harder for women that are being abused.
Me Too movement.
that are having this type of situation. But then you got a woman like this. Who's to say that? I'm not saying that any ball player or anybody famous would do something like this. Now, in back of my mind, might be a porn star, but she actually got her ass whipped. But because of this young
But
lady,
it's awfully coincidental that she
Yeah.
brings this shit up during Diddy's trial. With some of the same shit.
and that's what I'm saying. That's
So-
exactly what I'm saying.
So
Don't forget about Chloe.
let me add to what you're saying. There was also a case that one of the MMA fighters a few years ago beat up his girlfriend, which was also a corn star as well. But she went to the hospital because he fucked her up.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
remember that.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
saying.
And,
See?
you know, so with that being said, when are we going to see that result from what you're saying?
Because the way the law is set up in this country, it is set up to make sure that no matter what you do to a woman, the minute she says "ow" and she drops a tear, you've done something to her.
But
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I
That's
won't-
just how
I
the
won't-
system is
I
set
won't
up.
go that far.
Oh, yeah.
I won't go that far. What I'll say is, with every crime, the burden of proof is on the accuser,
That's correct.
and that's why I keep saying I don't like when these situations happen, because if the moment it happens, the first thing you should do is go to the
Yeah.
police. And I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
That's
I'm
correct.
not saying that.
But
the problem is you wait all this time. You and Zion haven't been in a relationship in more than a year now, almost 2 years at this
2
point.
years, yeah.
And now you're gonna come for this young lady, if it's the same woman, because they're saying it's more than one.
Okay.
If it's the same
Jay-Z
woman.
said it. Jay-Z said it.
If-
You
if
hit
it's
me, and
the
now
same
you can
woman,
buy me a
you-
car. Yeah.
I'm sick of, like I said, I'm just sick and tired of them wanting to deal with it in court, in civil court, rather
They're
than
going
through
to
the law.
criminal court,
That's
yeah.
what pisses me off about the whole thing. I will never say it didn't happen, because I've unfortunately seen it happen.
Yeah.
But damn it, when it fucking happens, call the police
Yeah.
immediately. Stop saying, okay, he gonna pay me because he did this. That's not how shit works.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Jay, and Jay, you know how close this is to my heart too. You know what I'm saying? I went to jail in the military, freaking daggone defending a woman for that daggone E7 was out there putting hands on her. I went to daggone, I had a record that they had to daggone go ahead and expunge because of that bullshit. So I understand exactly what y'all talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And Joe said that this lady has got to have a mental
And
disorder.
see-
In no way
And see,
she's still scoring after all this time.
that shit, because I used to be Captain Save a Hoe. When I saw a woman getting hit in the street, I'd always want to jump in. And one day, I think my mom said, Sean, if it's between a man and his woman, leave the shit alone, because guess what? She might punch the shit out of you and say you did something.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And
that's a true statement.
And that takes us right into our discussion, because I don't know if y'all heard about it. The Indiana basketball team, they're coming out and saying that basically, Indiana who's with a little sexual assault going on, and they say that the legendary Bobby Knight knew about it. So Farrell, I'm gonna give you the first shot at it, and this is our discussion, fellas. And I want to know, should colleges and universities be held responsible for the conduct of their personnel employed by the schools?
Well, of course they should. They employed them, and they have a code of conduct that the students got to follow. So why the hell shouldn't their employees or staff got to follow it? So yes, and if something happens, the students should get compensated just like anybody else. And you know that I think what was it, $5 million that they was trying to pay. I forget what player it was. I think it was out of Michigan or something, and he didn't even get the money because they said that the training facility or trainer or whatever was exonerated of whatever happened. This goes along with Penn State.
Jerry Sandusky.
With Sandusky, with the child case.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I don't think they held the school accountable. They held Sandusky. The school might have got a little pushback, but I don't think the school was held accountable of the.
No, that's what I'm saying. The
action.
school should have been held accountable.
Okay,
They were.
Because of that, just like with Michigan
They were
State,
under
with the I believe the Michigan State did the gymnastics that they had
with the U.S. Gymnastics girls.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Matt Professor. Yeah. Should the school be held accountable for somebody personnel? What they do, you know, even though you work for the university they didn't
What-
went out there and basically sexual assault or
Well,
assaulted a person.
I'll say this, and it may be unpopular. Much like with the clergy, with the clergy that happened in this
yeah.
country,
Yeah.
if people knew about it, if the leaders know about it, then yes. But if
Okay.
it's something that's going on outside of the scope of the school, and the only reason you know this kid is because of school, but it's not happening at the school, and it's private, it's something going on between them personally, again, then no one at the school leadership knows. No, I don't think the school should be held responsible. That one person should be held responsible. And because the school doesn't, and if the school knows and covered it up, much like they did with Ohio State did with Jim Jordan and the people
Yeah.
that work with him,
Yeah.
then yes, then the school should be held absolutely accountable, just like the person that did whatever happened. Yes.
Yeah. Tim Dog, your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it's common sense. And unlike, excuse me, unless it's like what Mad Professor was saying, where, you know, the president, faculty really don't know what's going on and the person is doing it on their own. I mean, but other than that, but even when they find out, there should be some type of
Investigation, right?
sanctions. Yeah. And you know,
Right.
it's just sad that you have a lot of schools who don't get any kind of discipline for things that happen to them on campus. I mean,
Yeah.
Who
even
does
here in
rectal
Philly,
exams?
it's crazy. So
Wait, who does rectal exams on a 20-year-old?
Yeah, I understand that, but like I said, that's why when I heard it this morning, shout out, I was like, this would be a good topic because sometimes the schools don't be held accountable, just the person, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. Should the school be just as bad? Be hemmed up just as much as the person that
Yeah,
did the
you-
crime.
Can I ask you a question before you answer?
Go
that?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
If it was you, would you want something done?
Yes,
Yeah.
and me.
No, everybody. Like
Yeah.
if you like, you know, we think should the school be held accountable? If you had a kid in that school, would you want the school to be accountable for what happened?
Well,
There's
look,
you have to provide context.
it's just like saying, should parents now be held accountable for the crimes
Right.
of their kids?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
You got to have the right context for that.
Okay.
I.e., perfect example of what Mad Professor was saying. I was thinking this while he was saying it. You remember the case with old boy that was at Georgia and he was drag racing? That was off campus.
Right. Yeah.
That
Happened
Yeah.
a couple
Oh, yeah,
years ago,
nothing to
yeah.
do with that.
Right.
That was him and the law enforcement outside.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm
And if
saying?
you're not going to
school
hold the
had
student
nothing to do with
accountable,
that.
if you're
Now-
not going to hold the student accountable for something the school accountable for something the student does, you can't do the same thing and say that the employee has the
Facts.
same. It should be held responsible, and that's what I'm trying to get at.
Facts.
Right.
It's
Okay.
The
individualistic.
same, because you can look at the same thing. Because look at the situation with the boy in Georgia. That was drag racing off there going. It had nothing to do with the school. At
Right.
the same time, at Alabama, you got Nick Saban's daughter sleeping with that old boy, and they fired him, so he had to go get a job at FAU. You see what I'm saying? Now, my thing is, the daughter is employed by the school, Saban is employed by the school, and the dude she was sleeping with is employed by the school. Now, what kind of message are you sending to your players when you have coaches sleeping with the head coach's daughter's who's married? That's
Hey,
a
man.
that's a bad look.
Hey, that means you're good to go. Shit.
It's a bad look, bro.
But I guess you know when I heard it just like the person always seems to get the hammer dropped on them, and the school just seems though that we didn't know, or they say they didn't know, and they get to go about their business.
And I agree with that. There is a lot of things, and that's why I said when I started, context is everything. Because the bottom line still remains, we got a lot of cases out there that was never disclosed. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. Everything that happened with him and that girl daggone wasn't disclosed. Look at Peyton Manning he was at Tennessee. They daggone been to that shit about 2 days at ESPN, and then we never heard anything else about it.
Yeah, but
The NCAA is one of the biggest gangsters out there, and we know they break the rules every single day. They pick and choose and cherry pick what they want to go ahead and make, and if they can't get their way, and if it's a black player or something like that, they're going to go ahead and go to Congress and get Congress to go ahead and daggone decide on it.
can I ask you this? Tim Dog, let me ask you this. You know, the allegations, you know, he already had a black eye in coaching, even though they consider him to be one of the greatest coaches in college basketball. Do you think that if it's true, if Bobby Knight knew about this would put a more stain on his record, on his legacy as a head coach, in your opinion?
No, because Bobby Knight isn't relevant anymore. And, you know, it's
No, but what I'm saying, no, you missed
no,
what
and I
I'm
know what
saying.
you're saying.
No, they're saying the
Because of the
allegation.
thing-
No, they're saying the allegations happened when he was the head coach at
Off the Indiana Hoosiers.
at Indiana, and he
Yeah.
knew about it. So the allegation didn't happen yesterday. They're saying it happened during the time that he was the head coach there. They're talking about the basketball team.
Right, I
And
know.
he was the head coach. So that's what I'm saying. Would that be more tarnish on his legacy as a head coach, in your opinion?
If it was discussed then, yeah, but it's being discussed now.
Okay.
And like
All
I
right.
said, it's not even relevant. I mean, he's
Okay.
not coaching anymore. I mean,
He's
Well,
dead.
he's
not
dead.
even
He's been dead 2 years.
Yeah, he's
That's what
dead.
I was going to say, and he's not even here
Yeah.
to
Okay.
defend himself or to say
All right.
anything. So why are we talking about it? Yeah, it happened. I'm sorry if it's true, but in
Well, you
order
know-
for it to be relevant, in order for something to happen, it needed to be discussed then, not now.
Yeah. But Farrell, the same thing. It's still, if he's the head coach and it happened on his watch, whether you dead or not, people have been dead for a while, and something come up and they still get dirt stolen on their
Yeah,
name.
posthumous.
Yeah, but and so do you think this will have some type of stain on Bobby Knight's record, if true, and it's happened on his watch and he knew about it? Your opinion?
No, because he already had you know, people always looked at him, you know, different when he threw the chair at the player or whatever,
Right.
and
No, he
grabbed
choked
the
the player.
player,
Yeah, he choked
choked
the
the
player.
players and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's not adding anything to it. They're gonna be like, well, that's Bobby Knight. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Now they,
Yeah.
now they just beating on a dead Bobby.
Yeah. So they
I mean,
like,
he's
yeah,
dead,
you
so he
expect- you expect
can't
him to be
defend
a
himself
saint
against
when
the
he did all this
allegations.
stuff that we called him at.
It's
So,
just like everything at Penn State came out once Joe Paterno
Colonel
died.
died. Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point, there's no more tarnishing their reputation. Who gives a shit? They're dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
No,
The only thing you talk about
Say
Bobby
it again, because I don't think the people in the back
is his
heard you.
glasses. Hell, shit.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
we're talking about.
It was just you know, I just wanted to bring it up for
Yeah.
conversation because like I say, you know, say what you want to say about Bobby Knight. They always going to say he's one of the most legendary coaches.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I mean,
And so and then if something like this would happen, would it put a but also being a legendary coach, he also let this type of behavior fester under his watch.
But the fact that you're legendary gives you some armor against shit like this.
exactly.
Not legendary.
So they
Stop
remember
saying
for
that
what
shit.
you did, not what you did. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
exactly,
Plus, he got the
exactly.
privilege. Shit.
I got
Let's
you,
talk
I
about
got
it. I mean, get the
Protection
privilege.
for the collection.
Yeah.
Collection for the protection of the collection.
But man, thank y'all fellas, man, for that good conversation, man. See, this is what you get, man. Y'all just don't know how educated these brothers are. Oh man, them brothers do their research when we talk about sports. Y'all just don't know. We talked about hockey tonight. Y'all, oh man, we ain't never talk about hockey. I
I
learned
always
so much-
want to. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Shit.
I
No,
learned
we
something.
want to talk about hockey. We want to talk about F1, MotoGP. You know,
For real.
some World Superbike. you know?
Well, that's why y'all got to send me the stuff y'all want to talk about from now on. Because hey, football is almost around the corner. I think we 80 days out,
No, we're 92 days.
92
92
days out.
I
It's
wanna bring up
amazing how
one
he
point.
knows the number of days to a team that's going to lose all the games.
Go ahead, Bab. Go ahead.
I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Washington.
Go ahead, Sean. Oh,
Stop it. I want you
That's
to
some
stop that right
bullshit.
now. You
Go
know
ahead,
what?
Sean.
I need Joy to come on. You know what?
You know, Joy kick your ass saying that the Saints gonna lose every game. She'll kick your ass faster than I would.
I
Yeah.
don't even. You do the Saints worse than that, and you live there.
Hey, guess what?
'Cause I
I
ain't
saw a
scared of
highlight today of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it was Mayfield getting sacked. So
I got
First
you. I
of all,
got you.
I just want to ask somebody, just for everybody out there that's watching on the airwaves or anything, is there anything out there that anyone does not know that I am completely against this whole Baker Mayfield's experiment? It is about as bad as Kim Jong Un daggone battleship sinking in that.
Oh, did you see that? That was amazing.
hey, did and Elon Musk
Stop it. We ain't doing
his
it.
rockets blow up too?
All three
Yes.
of all the last four.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man on the street,
But anyway,
you brought up
sports.
something
Sports.
very, very important.
What's that?
Bro, you said, listen, we were just talking about all these people that died and this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, are we gonna talk about the stuff with track and field at all? Because I have one question. There was one thing that's been bothering me all day, and I'm not sure if you guys saw this or not. You know, this new league, the Fast League, whatever, that's Michael Johnson started, where they actually pay the player, the track athletes, when they win, it's like
Oh, you're
$500,000.
talking about it came on this weekend again.
I've been
Damn it.
following it. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
Michael
I don't
Johnson's
remember.
thing.
I forgot the name now. God damn it.
But y'all remember a very, very exuberant Noah Lyles talking about world championship or what, this, that, and the other, right? Now the Diamond League done started, you know what I'm saying? He ain't ran in that. He ain't ran in none of the pro joints this year, but he was there. So my thing is, how is it that you're talking about you're the Olympic champion and you seem like you're dodging everybody on the track?
Grand Slam
Grand Slam
track.
track.
Correct. It just seems like you're dodging everybody because Tobogo running, Curly running, even though he just got out of jail, and your boy Kung Fu Kenny Bennett. Oh, he killing the game right now.
The thing about Noah Lyles is he talks a lot of game to do nothing, to come in third and fourth a lot. That's why honestly I've never cared for dude. I mean, shit, he's not, to me, he's not as talented as even Sha'Carri Richardson. But Lyles get lucky occasionally and like will beat Usain Bolt when Usain is just about done and not taking the shit seriously. He'll come number one at the Worlds when nobody else is running, and the Olympics will lose to the white guy from fucking Sweden. So Noah Lyles is just one of these mouthy ass guys who has talent like a mud, more talent than me in the sport. But he thinks that everything has to be handed to his ass rather than him actually earning the shit. And that's what turns a lot of people off from that dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You've covered it. That's exactly how I feel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't like the name.
And to answer your question, Mashada, why don't we talk about it? And because you don't stick around long enough.
Right.
So soon the show is over, you get off. So if you stick around not our after show, but what we talk about
The AAR.
Yeah, on the backstage, we could talk about things like that.
Oh, my bad, man. On the street. I
Yeah.
apologize,
Yeah.
but you gotta understand. My wife be walking around with these shorts, and sometimes I gotta go.
I got you. I got you,
Big
man.
pictures.
I gotta go.
I got you, man. That 2 minutes of fun. Hey, I understand you, brother.
I gotta go, dog.
Hey,
I
gotta
got
go.
you. But man, but that leads us into what happened today. Shout out eSports. Shout out, what you got for us today? Today eSports.
Oh, we're not gonna go ahead and do anything like that. We're gonna go ahead and keep the hockey vibe going. So I just wanted everyone to go ahead and everyone that follow us, everyone that's on the podcast with me. So what a significant thing happened in hockey, in the playoffs this that changed on a world scale in the playoffs, in the NHL playoffs this year. One hockey player did something extravagant.
I'm about to say, are you talking about Ovechkin getting the career goal?
That is correct. That is correct. You know how long that goal has, that pinnacle has been.
Gretzky retired 21 years ago.
Yes, sir. You know your stuff.
Gretzky.
Yes.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, he did.
I don't care what you said earlier. I asked the question.
Fuck what you said.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
If
said.
you knew the answer to the question and you said it early, why didn't you just chime in? You sat there
No,
like
come
a
on,
little
man,
baby.
had it. I mean,
It
shit.
don't matter. It didn't happen. It don't happen. We
Well,
don't
well,
care.
all I gotta say is that don't count as a trivia question because Pharaoh didn't ask it, so that don't go to nobody record. So y'all still.
Oh, you didn't say it? I'm shocked.
No,
Do you know
I
how
didn't
you
say
be
it.
coming up with rules for everything by yourself? Then?
I'm actually surprised he didn't just go, that wasn't a real question. So 1 point from everybody but me.
I'm
Someone got
still
house
gonna
rules on every question.
That's what I'm talking about.
I just can't believe the things that we have to deal with on this podcast every Wednesday.
Hey, dog,
If
that's
this
what it
has
is,
got to
dog.
be- there
Hey,
is something has to be done.
I tell you like this. Hey, I don't make up the rules.
Oh,
But
man.
ladies and gentlemen, that is shot at
Dude,
today's
Yeah, that was
East
good
Sports.
stuff, though.
Oh man, it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm telling you, these weird sports, we getting down to the bottom. God damn, it's hard to find them. But I keep searching though. Oh, the man on the street.
We know,
keeps
we know. You always.
Oh my goodness, we done brought you some great ones. We brought
This
you
is your
screen
thing.
ironing. We brought you
Weasel in your pants.
the weasel in the pants. Stale racing. We brought you hamster racing.
sperm racing,
Sperm racing, got
Oh,
it.
Nose wrestling,
sperm
toe
racing.
Why
wrestling,
y'all
nose
bring that
wrestling.
shit?
The ostrich race.
What else?
The
Monkey ball
gerbils
wrestling.
racing.
Joe, I like
Snails,
that. Yeah,
roaches.
yes, the house always wins. I like that, Joe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always going to win.
This is where me and Joe go separate ways.
Yeah, but fellas, I saw this, man. And I don't think this is really weird. It is kind of weird because I done played dodgeball. I done played
Oh God.
paintball.
I already
I
knew
never
what they
heard
thought.
of-
Oh, God.
Dodge bow.
Listen.
Great experience there. Mad Professor, what you got? Weird sport of the week.
They're the ones who rule the planet. That's all the fuck I'm gonna say.
Pharaoh
They have
King.
some Asians in there. They have
No,
some
no,
Asians in
I don't want to
there.
hear that bullshit because you know it was started by somebody else.
First
Nope,
of all-
European. Nope.
First of all,
Nope.
that was bull crap because I wanted to see real tips. I want to see them pull the arrow out of their skin and survive.
I mean,
I want
honestly, I was
some
expecting
real
it, but I
arrows.
wasn't
Talking about
surprised.
some medieval sports there.
I don't give a damn. If you're gonna go out there and do it big. I want to see. pull
I
the
would
arrow
say
out
that-
and then
You wanna
go
see
shoot the arrow
blood.
and shoot
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
else. That's what
I
I want
agree,
to see.
Shonda, because those big blunt ends, they didn't shoot out right.
They don't
No.
come straight. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't go straight
They
out.
don't come
Yeah.
out right. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want,
Tim Dog.
something, I want something that's gonna make them like, oh, he
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Tim Dog, your
yeah.
thought. They call that dodge bow. All right,
And then they
yeah.
wasn't using compound bows either.
Yeah.
No,
Tim
oh,
Dog.
hell no.
We're trying to do some goddamn
That is
Rambo
like-
shit.
Somebody got bored and thought of
Somebody got a lot of
somebody-
time in their head.
Yeah, pretty much. Because didn't I see some water balloons in the shit too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what it-
Oh, they got too
Yeah.
much time on their hands. Nope.
yeah, too much.
Like I
how is
say,
that fun? I'm trying to think how that'd be fun.
because it's supposed to be I guess a mix between paintball and like dodgeball, because you're supposed to be trying to dodge.
ain't nothing like
You
that.
hit
Oh,
somebody in the
laser
head.
tag. We have laser
Yeah,
tag.
I
right?
guess you see they had the thing on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's just to
paintball.
protect your eyes and your face. But can you hit them in the back of their head if they running?
Yeah, I think so. But like I say, that's why we call it weird sports.
I'll play
man.
with a
Listen,
compound hunting
I
bow.
seen somebody got
Boy,
knocked
you
out.
put somebody in the
paintball.
hospital.
I shot my brother with a goddamn BB gun. You think I give a shit about anybody else? Let's
Hey,
be
man.
real here.
Hey, man.
Let's be fucking real here.
Hey, I got
You think I care
PTSD.
about somebody
I got
else?
shot by BB gun.
But ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, The weird sports is dwindling down, but the man on the street is always on a goddamn hunt
Hey
for
man,
weird
check
sports.
your doggone phone. I seen you plenty of them.
Bro, you
You ain't seen
freaking.
no goddamn weird
But
sports.
when he said that, bro,
Yeah.
the first thing that popped in my mind is swamp people.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you think I care about other people? Come on now.
Pharaoh, I'll make sure I check my phone from now on.
I got some
Come
good
on,
stuff on there,
man.
man.
All right, then. Well, next week, Pharaoh King will be in charge of the weird sport of the week. Let's see what he comes
It
up with.
better be good.
It better
Oh,
be good.
hey,
It better be good. But ladies and gentlemen,
better
that's
be
our
good.
weird sport of the week. But now it's time for Pharaoh King trivia question. Pharaoh King, hold your question because man, I know he's mad over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot about him. Bad Professor. Tell him why you mad.
mad too.
Yeah, tell him why you mad, Bad Professor. I'm gonna start writing this shit down, so I'll put it right by my computer so I could go in order.
Yeah, get your little
I
cheat
wasn't
sheet,
mad
Tom.
about it. I wasn't
Yeah.
really mad about it. I'm just like, oh, okay, we getting skipped today. I'm
You sounded like Tip Dog. Go ahead, Bad Professor.
Welcome
Tell
to
him why
my
you
world,
mad.
man, Professor.
He was gonna go to bed and talk about it
Just-
too. Like
just kick a
Tell him why
nigga,
you mad.
just kick a nigga all kind of ways, I guess. But no, let me
Tell him why
tell
you
you why I'm
mad,
mad.
my brother.
Let me tell you why I'm mad. And look, it goes back to the Indiana Pacers Knicks series. And I understand human interest stories are an important part of sports, but I don't fucking care about Tim Halliburton's dad. I really don't. That nigga ain't on the court making no shots. He ain't. Just like when I watch Formula One. Oh, this is Lewis Hamilton's partner. This is Charles Leclerc's partner. Them bitches ain't changing the tire. They're not turning the steering wheel. They're not fueling the car up. They're not even charging the goddamn batteries in the earpieces that they have to wear so that they can hear the teams talk. I don't give a damn about the human interest stories. I don't care who dating who. I don't care. I do not give a goddamn. Show me the athlete that's doing the work. Leave the human interest bullshit out of it. Fuck the family. I don't care about the family either. Show me who's working and show me I don't care who's not. That is fucking it.
God damn, Bad Professor.
Hey,
And that's why
I give 2 thumbs up to that rant because I say the same shit.
yeah.
Shit, I don't care. Even
Or
if they
those
wife,
girlfriends.
they wife and mom hot like Jayden Daniels' mom. I don't care. She ain't throwing the fucking touchdown.
And you
But
know
But she can
what?
throw a touchdown.
Man, Professor is right. They need to stop that shit when they get on TV with the daggone sheriff and all them. They got to introduce all these damn people nobody don't give a damn about. And
Right,
we up
I
here
don't
with
care about
so-and-so.
that
We don't
bullshit.
care who died.
And that's why we call this Mad Professor Tyler Mad with his co-host, Earl King and Shada.
Hey, man.
And
Now,
furthermore, I'm sick of Taylor Swift getting clean with goddamn.
Right.
Taylor
Thank you.
I'm
God
sick
damn.
of that
I
shit.
don't
Tony
care.
Romo had the other singer up in
These-
there. Then
These
Ray
up
J
and say-
had old girl.
Look,
no,
they
no.
had Ice Spice. Yeah. I don't care who you dating either, bitch. Get off the screen.
The
Get off the
UC,
screen.
USC running back had
Oh, Kim
Kim
Kardashian.
and
Yeah.
who care about all that shit?
Her,
man?
yeah,
The
like she
damn
just ran that
Chrisleys,
touchdown.
the damn Chrisleys got a pardon.
I don't care about
That's the
no-
wrong show. That's on 2 Cigars in a Blunt. We be talking about shit like that.
I'm about to do a video on them too.
Me too. But now,
Get
ladies
that
and gentlemen,
out.
now it's time for Pharaoh King trivia question of the week. One of these days, I'm gonna say the shit right. It's sports trivia of the week. I keep, man. Yeah,
It's all good.
I get my
We
shit
know-
together sooner or
we
later.
know
What
that
you
you
got?
like to
We
drink.
know you've been drinking.
You
Yeah,
know he be drinking.
So with the NBA finals coming up and the SGA winning the 2024-25 NBA MVP award, he was also the league's leading scorer, averaging 32.7 points per game. Here's y'all's question for today.
SGA has scored 2,960 points this season, most by any player entering the finals since whom?
LeBron James.
That's a good one. Not Kevin Garnett. Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. I'm going
Kevin Durant.
So my answer was mine was Steph Curry.
Tim Dog, who you got?
Entering the finals, man, that's kind of hard.
That's what she said.
That's why it's trivia. Just saying.
Tim, you fall, but I swear to God,
He falls into them time.
You better be glad it can't come up. You better be glad.
That is what she said. Anyway,
I'm Kevin Garnett. No,
I actually
Kevin
I
Durant.
answered the question, but my final answer is Curry.
Yeah, who you got, Tim Dog? Waiting on you.
I'm gonna say LeBron James.
All right, then. What's the answer there, Pharaoh?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That would figure.
Oh shit.
That's what I was gonna say, and I'm like Kevin Durant because he.
So I had
scored his
said
best.
Jordan when the question came up. I was like, "Hey, that's Michael Jordan." Then I was thinking, but man, oh boy,
Damn.
said like scoring titles too.
Yeah.
Steph Curry was going into that 1 year.
That's why I said
But see,
Michael
that's
Jordan, man. Boy, goddamn it, man on the street.
This motherfucker.
Just one more point. Just one more point.
That's why I said Durant because the year they went to the finals
Yeah.
with Golden State, he was actually the leading scorer, not Steph.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was going by the year before that.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's why I say, Durant, but I wasn't sure. Did I say Michael Jordan? Because I know back in 1993,
Nobody cares.
some
Nobody
Bulls
wants
name was shooting it out. So Pharaoh, I mean, I'm 20 and 20. Y'all about 20 to 2 now, ladies and gentlemen. The man on the street is whipping y'all ass.
That's that Republican man.
God damn.
I just want everybody that's viewing this joint, just know that no matter what happens in the end, he's always
right.
going to claim the championship.
I'll
No
go
matter
and
if
claim
you
the
lose by
goddamn
40.
championship. Hell yeah.
Oh shit.
But thank you, Pharaoh, for that.
Oh,
This
man.
week's sports trivia question of the week. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we always like to give you something before we go. Something to think about, something funny, or better yet, where the hell Tim Dog get this from? And it's never about goddamn it sports. What you got for us today, Tim Dog?
Today, I'm talking health. I'm talking about your gut. I'm talking about indigestion, heartburn.
Oh,
As
God.
we get older, our stomach acids they tend to get disruptive because of the types of food we eat, the stress, or anything like that. As we get older, it becomes unsettling. So there are things that you need to do to help with those indigestion and things like that. One thing is chew your food slowly and thoroughly. Sometimes you be and swallowing food that's half chewed. No. The smaller the bites of the food, the better the digestion. High fiber foods, brown rice, bananas, low fat yogurt. Those things help with
Suck a
your
banana.
bananas. Those things that help with the fiber in your system. The fiber helps with the passing of your waste that's in your body so that it can all come out evenly and nice instead of hard or runny. That maintains the balance. And also plenty of water and health exercise. Even 30 minutes a day, you don't need to do that. 15 is good. And another thing, make sure that you, when you're eating, you don't eat any spicy foods, any trigger foods right before you go to bed because it sits on your stomach and that bothers you. But if none of this helps you and you have a problem at night, lift your pillow up, drink some milk, and wait.
That's what she said. I want some milk. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Tim Dog, Mad Professor, don't tell her why you mad. Your session is ready to go.
He already said why he mad.
That's Tim Dog.
You gotta say it for next week.
Shit about sports. I mean, fuck. This is a sports podcast, and this Negro talking about gut health. Is that gonna help me run? I mean, yes, it'll help me run faster.
Thank you.
Today though, no.
But someday, maybe.
And that's why we got Tim Dog, man. Hey.
Most of us was in the military. Our stomachs were messed up since basic training.
Yeah,
We ain't got no choice.
Hey, before we move on,
Man.
everybody on here know I don't eat pork, right? But
I don't eat pork either.
I had some turkey chop last night. It looked like y'all ever heard that? It looked like pork chop, but made out of turkey. I'm like, ain't that some shit?
Well, I had turkey bacon yesterday.
Yeah.
That
I
shit
didn't know
almost
Did it
killed
have a
me. I
bone
don't
in
eat
it?
that no more.
Huh?
No, you know what? You got to do
Yeah.
uncured turkey bacon because regular turkey, cured turkey bacon upsets my stomach. Uncured is beautiful.
I didn't know there was. I didn't know there was either one.
Y'all don't even know what it is, son. Get that daggone.
Fuck, this is sports. Shut
bacon.
up. Shut up.
Yeah.
No,
Beef bacon.
no.
It's cut
This is a
fresh
health
off the beef.
PSA.
I'm telling you, it's
I got
delicious.
you. But thank you for that, Tim Dog. Too. You took her down the goddamn rabbit hole.
Yeah, it was either that or how ants have sex.
Oh, come on, man. Stop.
One at a time. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we always like to give you something to think about. Tim Dog already fucked your whole goddamn show up. Mad Professor, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Simple. When you turn into a sports podcast, make sure it's about sports. If a nigga starts talking about insects and shit and your gut health, just turn the channel. You're not gonna offend me anymore. You're just not.
Gotcha. Hey, the motherfucker that lost his damn singles.
Bro.
Tim Dog.
Shout out. What you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Nah, man, just want to go ahead and wish everybody, you know what I'm saying, another happy week. Everyone's here. Health and health for welfare is good. Hey, don't worry about all the stuff that's going on in the world. Just remember, every single day, no matter what time of the day, you could turn on and find a sport that will make you just learn something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's different. Just go ahead. Sports make the world go round. It's the competitive nature in all of us. Embrace it.
That's what I'm talking about. My main man, Pharaoh, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
You know, just a little relationship advice here. So, did you know that laughing at your own mistakes can lengthen your life, while laughing at your wife's mistakes can shorten it? Remember that.
Oh shit.
First of all, there's some of us that we don't even go there. We married to black women. We didn't play them kind of games.
And Tim Dog, you still out, so we're gonna skip your ass. And for the
We
man
don't
on the
play them kind of
street,
games. We don't play them kind of games.
I don't have anything, man. But before we go, man, Professor, shout out your socials so the people can follow you, my brother.
You can find me since Tim ain't here, thankfully.
Look
Damn
at
it.
he all blacked out.
God, you can find me at the madprofessor.1 on YouTube and Instagram, the Mad Professor 1 on Blue Sky. I just uploaded something earlier today.
Oh, wait. I can finally go to somewhere and see
check
something.
that out. Check
Yeah,
that out.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out your socials so the people can follow you, my brother.
You see it down there, sir. One love, shout out Blue Sky Social. A lot of good information on there. A lot of uplifting stuff. You just got to know what you find your niche, and always look for something to encourage you to get through the day. Holla at your boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Pharaoh King, shout out your socials so the people can follow you, my brother.
So Pharaoh_71 on IG, King Ryan Facebook. If you look on there, I've been posting a lot of stuff about what's going on with
You have. Yes, you
politics
have.
today. And it just look at it. I mean, you know, all this stuff is fact-based. It's not like propaganda. It's not a leftist thing. It's not a rightist thing.
Right.
It's what it is and what's happening today. Pay attention, people. Stop following the person and follow the agenda.
Yeah, and of course, Tim Dog not on here. You can find him at Father's Love. It's about him.
99. Father's Love 99.
99. It's about me, myself, me, my grandson, and my son. I know
Since
I
I'm
fucked it
claiming
up.
it. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, son.
Yeah.
Well,
And
he's,
of course,
he's probably getting ready to get on the road.
yeah. And of course, you can find me, the man on the street, at the Man on the Street show. I'm always dropping videos, and my job is to make MAGAs mad. Oh, they mad now. Oh, I be dropping it on their ass.
They need to be mad at themselves, man. Shit.
Exactly. So if you get a chance, check me out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can also find us at the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast on YouTube and on Facebook. So make sure you tell a friend to come join us. Oh man, we about to turn this to a call-in show. Oh yeah, the man on the street is working the magic. And if you want to be part of the show, we're gonna put the number out for you to call in and be a part of the show. Have fun with us. Also, you can find us every Friday night at 8 o'clock for 2 Cigars and a Blunt on YouTube and Facebook. It goes down at 8 o'clock. We always have a good time, but you want to stick around for the after show called Ashed Out. That's when the show goes, God damn it, left. We try to go straight. Sometimes we go right.
Well, I've
As
always
soon as the show start, we damn sure always going to go left. What damn camera, Tim Dog? No, your old ass. Your old ass. But make sure you come back next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast. I mean, we have a good time talk about sports until we get to Tim Dog section. And then we just goes, I don't know where the fuck we go at, but we go someplace else. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am the man on the street.
And here's to not learning about ants fucking.
The mad professor in the booth.
Shout out to Orlando. Me and your friend.
And
Link
Tim
up.
Dog, you say you go get on that road, man. Be careful getting on that road, man. Get to
Yes,
Baltimore
sir.
State.
Tim
For sure.
Dog.
And we
Stay,
are,
Yeah.
and we are the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast. Y'all have a blessed night.
For
Peace.
sure.